Hey, welcome back, adventurers, to another episode of Crit and Fumble. Woohoo!
Woohoo.
We're actually switching it up a little bit. You may have noticed from the title, but our friend Tash, who plays Mog, is not here today. And when that happens, when characters are missing, especially during the wintry season where there's a lot of holidays and people away, we're going to start doing bonus episodes. We actually did this on previous seasons as well. So essentially, like, they're still canon, so whatever happens in the bonus episode is still a thing, but they're kind of just fun little side quests to learn more about like the world they exist in, maybe more about the characters, that sort of thing. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. It's still canon, but imagine we're like just pausing the campaign and this happened like a day or two or three or a week ago or whatever makes sense in the adventure.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is the pizza challenge still on? Does this count?
Oh man, if the game's canon, I think Bree's Pizza
challenge is canon. Yeah, okay,
yes.
yeah. The pizza challenge is on.
Wait, okay, but hold on. Tash isn't here, so it becomes
so he doesn't
easier.
get pizza.
Oh, that'll be awesome
we
if
can
we
eat
get it
pizza in front of him.
Yes, okay,
Yeah.
I love it.
Tash isn't here?
I know.
Oh, yeah, there is an empty chair.
I know that I look a lot like Tash, but I'm actually not Tash. I'm Bree.
No, I get that. There's just like this, I don't know, there's just a chair there that looks kind of skeletal, and I thought it was like...
Skeletal, that's
skeletal. I know, it rolls off your tongue well.
You're not Bree, you're Calliope
Calliope Dervish.
Dervish, the tiefling fighter.
Calliope has gotten much more interesting recently.
She has, yeah. She kind of like started off as just sort of like this quiet badass, but now she's kind of like taking charge as well. I like it. She was just grumpy before, but now she's like on a mission.
Right.
Yeah. Speaking of which, around the table with me, I guess we just did introduce you, but you can do it again. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, it's me, Brienne. I play Calliope Dervish, your neighborhood tiefling fighter.
And I'm Neil. I play Obsidian, the mastermind rogue that everybody thinks is a total snob, and they're kind of right. But, wait for it. He's going to get better. They are going to get... Oh, no!
Oh, what? Pizza! I'm pausing. What the fuck?
Wow.
No pizza. You're lucky, Tash.
Brutal.
Well, this is Dwayne playing Mark. I'm just saying that because right out of the fucking gates. And you were the one who brought up pizza.
Unreal.
Hey, is pizza still pizza? Pizza? Yeah.
You set us up to fail.
That's a 68 right there.
That's
he
a
fucking
68.
knows this one.
He does, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm crushed.
All right. Well, I'm Dwayne, and I play. Who the fuck am I playing this week? Mark. I play Mark. His last name is Skid.
Mark Skid?
Yeah.
Skid.
That sounds like some sort of like maybe the bassist in a punk band that has a really checkered past.
And a checkered jacket.
And a checkered jacket for sure.
Yeah.
Mark,
but like
Mark
black
Skid.
and white, and he always wears it open. He never buttons it.
Yeah, totally. And he's he probably is like shirtless underneath and has a lot of really questionable stick and poke tattoos.
100%. Yeah.
He's
for
got
sure.
one chest hair.
Yeah, one chest hair. Yo, everyone, welcome. It's Mark Skid.
It's Neil.
I don't have the stick and poke tattoos.
Not yet.
Adventurers, grab your weapons. But first, kiss your kin. The wilds call, a timeless brawl. Now we roll for initiative. Good and evil fighting for the win. Crit and fumble, critical hit or just a fucking fumble. Cast thine eye on the rolling die. Legends rise on its battle cry. Time to rumble, crit and fumble, critical hit or just another fumble. War is waged on the table stage, untold sagas of an ancient age. Crit and fumble.
Whew, man, that is really loud in the headphones, but I have to crank it so that it's like way louder on the recording because we just do overdubbed like on top of our voices. So anyway, oh man, I have to take my headphones off every time. Yep.
What's that, Gavin?
I can't quite hear you. It's weird. I'm kind of nervous today for some reason. I don't know why. Like we haven't played in a while.
It's been 4 weeks since we've played.
Yeah, and I ran like a one shot with Bree and some of her friends, and that was cool. But it was like, I don't know. I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh god, I'm like.
And the last time we played, I
You
did
got this, buddy.
Sorry, last time we played what?
I did the one shot. So
Yeah,
that's right.
Neil
You
DM'd
haven't
something.
DM'd in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's
It's
what
been
it
a
is.
minute.
Oh, you're rusty.
I am rusty.
I actually feel like, I was like, do I know how to be Calliope again? I was trying to ask myself, I'm like, what happened last episode? I actually can't remember how the last episode ends, but that's fine because this is a bonus episode.
This is a bonus episode.
Yeah, true.
New day, new us.
New day.
Nude day.
Nude day.
That's what I said. I'm nude.
So you're all nude.
Speaking of which,
We wake up in a bathhouse.
Yeah.
We're naked.
Oh, that would have been awesome. I want to redo the adventure. One sec. No, so you guys, everybody would know the Griffin Riders in town. You live in Waterdeep. The Griffin Riders are these things that, these people that are very well trained, fly griffins through the air, and oversee the happenings in Waterdeep. They're sort of like the eye in the sky. And recently, there's been a bit of a kerfuffle down at the the Griffin Riders Guild, and they haven't been able to solve a bit of a mystery, and you have been contracted to help them. So you're at the Griffin Riders Guild right now. You're entering the arena, essentially, and imagine, like, not quite the size of a football stadium, but almost. It's almost that big. It's huge. And inside, it's just like a nice grassy field. A lot of like different equipment that you'd imagine is used to like train these griffins, whether it's like weights that they're learning to like lift, or it's like large ringed things that they need to fly through and whatnot. And there's a person up in the sky right now training a griffin. You can see them like flying around, looping. They're being dropped by the griffin and then scooped up and that sort of thing. And they catch eyes with you or notice you standing there and come swooping down. And they land quite nicely, almost in front of you, a safe distance away. A griffin is a rather large creature. I mean, it's a huge lion with wings. And takes off their helmet, and it's a woman. She's got very long, fiery red hair. Looks like she means business, no. Like, this is no dainty woman. She's tough as hell. Hops off this griffin and approaches you. She's like, "Oh, hi there. You must be the ones that Silverhand contracted."
quite impressive flying you have there.
Well, thank you. I have been doing it a while. If you don't mind, I'll be right back. Just you keep an eye on the griffin for me. She won't go anywhere. And she takes off. And you can see she's like just getting out of her leathers and stuff like that, and comes back and doesn't have all her flying gear on. So yes, it's a terrible happening that's been going on around here. One of it's one of our younger griffins. Her name's Bone Snapper. And
Bone Snapper.
Yeah, well, we give them all like, tough sort of names.
Well, what's this one's name?
This one's name here is.
Look as it looks big, like a bone.
This one's Daggerwing.
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 Bone
Yeah,
Snapper.
Brilliant. That one over there is Blood Drinker, and that one
no.
over there is
The one in the cage there is Fire Mane. You can tell because his mane is
Like
quite large.
fire.
Yes, yeah. Anyways, but Bone Snapper was I was training her recently, and 2 days ago when I came in and to start her training, I noticed that she was missing. Her cage opened. Didn't look like it was opened forcefully, and we've tried to do some searching around, trying to understand what happened. Did someone not lock the cage? But what's even more curious about the whole situation is that all of her equipment has been removed. During the evening or during flight, they have like blinders, like what a horse would wear to keep them from skittish, but it helps them sleep at night. They can't focus without them on. So they have their blinders on in their cage. They also have they're essentially ankle protectors, but it goes around their feet as well. Those have been removed, and it's just like if they're landing in a rough area, their paws don't get tore up, that sort of thing. And then lastly, and most concerning, is her collar. All of them have enchanted collars, and this is so that we can track them. If they do escape, if we're in battle, if one flies off, whatever, we can always go and find them, but her collar has been removed. So...
How might a collar be removed?
Well, I mean, it can be simply removed if you have the dexterity to do it. And that's our concern here, is clearly someone has come in here, released Bone Snapper for whatever reason, and that was a couple days ago now, maybe 2, I think it was 2 days ago.
Well, who does Bone Snapper belong to?
Well, she belongs to the guild, the guild flyers.
Okay, all right.
So all of the griffins here are owned essentially by the palace, Waterdeep.
Okay.
But I train them, and there's other flyers that are all out on patrol right now. But we all take turns taking care of them. We all have patrol shifts and that sort of thing. So there isn't one tied to any individual.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Do griffins speak?
No, they don't.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's kind of the situation. Is this interesting to you at all? We can offer gold. We can offer favors of some kind. Silverhand said that you might be able to help. You lately have been in favor with her, so I was hoping I could maybe get a hand with this.
Of course,
Oh,
we're
yes,
helpful.
of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
we know
I
what to
think
do.
I'm not really sure if we're helpful.
I think that we can probably.
Well, maybe
do
you're
it.
not helpful,
you
but the
know.
rest of us are.
I haven't noticed us being. Mark, you've been with us 7 minutes. How are you helpful?
Well, I mean, it's been more like 9 minutes, but
Your name?
My name is Savra.
Savra.
Safra.
Savra,
Name.
yes.
It's a fantastic name.
Calliope is gonna
well,
like
thank you.
offer her hand and be like, "I'm Calliope Dervish."
Oh, sure.
Pleasure.
Yeah. She sticks out her hand.
Calliope
She's got a very
gives
strong
like
grip.
a lingering handshake and like makes intense eye contact. and
Oh, sure. Are you
pulls her
making
hand back.
insight check or?
No, this
Oh,
is
okay.
a flirtation check.
Oh, nice.
Calliope likes this girl's vibe.
Oh, nice. Very cool. You can make a charisma check if you want.
Hell yeah. Ooh. 9.
9. All right.
Calliope drools.
Well done, Calliope.
What?
Obsidian
Shut up.
is dressed knowing that we're going to meet the Griffin Riders in this like jumpsuit with feathers all over it, what looks like feathers, and you know they're like it's just absolutely outrageously
Are they also
over
wearing
the
like
top.
riding breeches, like like what like an English style rider would wear? Like
No, but like the there's a gap in the feathers on the ass and around where the you know
like chaps.
Oh, God.
So good.
Well, I'm excited to hear that you're willing to help. Can I ask what you'd like in return?
well money. I like money.
Sure. Money's the easiest, of course. We're paid through the palace, so
Mark,
I
did
can
you have
arrange that.
something else you wanted?
Money's fine.
Money, yeah.
Yes,
Calliope.
I think money is the name of the game, darling.
Yeah, the
Yes.
more the better. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
Sure. I think Silverhand had said 100 gold if you can bring it back.
100.
Yes. Is that not?
I was thinking like
adequate?
1,000.
Ooh, a
1,000,
thousand's a
1,000.
lot. I think what's that? 100 for it's between the three of us.
Oh, well, how about we say 100 each? I think that's the best I could
100
do.
each, I think, is fair.
Okay.
That's fine. It's not. We don't really
It's just a
need
griffin
money, do we?
retrieval job.
We've got a pub.
What's it? We're just looking for a lion bird, and that's it. Can I ask you, do you think anyone would have any motivation to steal a griffin?
Not that I can think of, but I'm glad you asked. Now that we have, well, not an agreement, but if you're happy with the 300 gold, we can proceed. And to answer your question,
I
oh, sure, yes, please.
I mean, if 100 each, but
Yeah,
I would also like a ride on a griffin.
by all
As a
means,
reward.
absolutely. We take people up to train them on the griffins all the time. I'd be happy to take you. It is a bit of you don't get airsick, do you?
No.
Okay, you're not afraid of heights.
No.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. When you come back, I'd be happy to take you. We'll have to schedule it on
Yes.
a training day. But
Oh, excellent.
Sure.
All right. Anyways, I interrupted. I wanted to add that.
no, it's fine. Thank you.
Calliope, would you like a ride?
Yes, I actually would like to ride on the griffin. That sounds very fun.
Mark?
Well, I'll have a ride too if they're just passing them out all willy nilly.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes,
absolutely.
Pony ride for everyone. That
Yeah.
sounds
Well, I mean,
great.
we
It's not
don't
a pony.
normally do it for everybody,
Oh.
but I mean, this is
Well, we can do one
Speci-
at a time, not all three of us on one griffin.
no.
That
I just
seems
mean
a bit
don't
intense.
go spreading it around town,
I know.
please. This is a bit of a special circumstance.
Sure. Mum's the
Um,
word.
Sure. Yes. Anyways, there is a guard that was on duty that evening. There's always guards in the evening, and he had noted that there was someone that was leaving here that evening, but someone that we would recognize. She doesn't work here anymore. Her name's Helena. She was a previous Griffin rider, but hasn't been for some time. I don't know why she would be around here. But the guard on duty his name's Hellrock. And he had spoke to her, and she said that she was actually here looking to speak with me. I haven't heard from her since, and he didn't think anything of it, and hasn't seen her since as well. But beyond that, as of yesterday, the palace has started to receive complaints that a local farm just out of Southgate is complaining about animal attacks on its livestock. And I can't help but think that could be related. My only concern there, though, is that I know Bone Snapper is more of a fish eater. She prefers fish. So why she would be going after livestock, I don't know. But a potential lead, so you can maybe go and speak with the farmer there.
This Helena.
Helena, yes.
Helena.
Yes.
Yes. Where does she live?
Well, she used to live in the palace. All of us have housing there, but ever since she left quite a few months ago, I honestly don't know where she lives.
And is Hellrock around? We know Hellrock. Maybe we could
Yes.
speak with them.
Oh, sure, yes. He might still be on duty. You can go and check.
And this farm.
The farm, yes, it's just out of Southgate. It's the Ward's Feed is the name of the farm.
Ward's feed.
Ward, like, South Ward,
Cool.
Dock Ward. It's the Ward's Feed.
And you
Yes.
say this collar can be removed just by dexterous hands. Magic is not required.
No, it's not required. And speaking of which, you will need to take it with you. So I don't require that you bring the griffin back. That would be far too much to ask. You don't know how to fly them. You need to bring all the equipment to reattach it. So instead, all I need you to take is this. And she holds out an arrow, and she's like, "This has been poisoned, lightly poisoned for a tranquilizer. So it's not going to hurt her permanently, but it will knock her out. You can use that." Then affix the collar to her and return to me. Then I will be able to track her and bring her back to the city, okay? So that's all I need you to do. You don't need to try to bring her back or lure her back here. If she came to the city unmounted anyway, it could be dangerous for civilians, so let's just not go there.
Got it.
So I'll hand one of you, yourself, there.
Sure.
You can have the collar, and you look like you're probably good with a bow. Did you want the arrow?
Oh, I mean, I don't typically work with a bow.
Well, I've got a
just-
crossbow. I've got a crossbow.
Oh, you have a crossbow.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see it on you there.
That's
Here,
it's
you may
okay.
have the arrow.
Awesome.
There's only the one though, so make it count.
Do I look like I'm gonna?
I'm just
Gonna
saying,
miss?
I mean, it's a large creature. I'm sure you can't.
yeah,
miss it.
it's like hitting the broadside of a barn.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
just trying to
imagining
think-
like a griffin collar is quite large.
Yeah, I mean, it's not small. It's going on a lion.
Obsidian takes it, puts it around as a belt, and they're like, matches. Yeah, Calliope looks good.
You look lovely,
Yeah,
darling.
thanks.
Yes.
There's like a nice what is that called? Not emblem. The thing that hangs off of it. There's a term for that.
Like a
whatever.
dog
Pendant
tag?
thing.
Yeah, pendant. Thank you. With the engraving of like the Palace of Waterdeep on it. So it's like the official kind of thing. But that'd be kind of dangling down over your junk because it's so huge.
How do you know Obsidian has junk?
Well, everybody has junk. Just matters what kind of junk.
Touche.
Unless you stitched it up. So I don't know. Anyways, right. I'm just trying to think what else I can help you with. I mentioned, Hell Rock, the arrow. You have that. Oh, actually, maybe you could use this. I don't see why you would try to mount her, but just in case. Here, take that. And she hands you a potion. She's like, that, if you drink it, is something called Featherfall. I don't know if you've ever experienced magic or anything like that, but essentially, you'll fall much more slowly. You won't get hurt. We use it when we're training.
Oh, perfect. Potion of Featherfall.
Yes.
Lovely. Thank
I
you.
only have the one, sorry. Otherwise, I'd give the three of you it. But, perhaps you need it.
I would think Mark could be the better candidate to go up high, untrained, young person.
You want us to send a 17-year-old boy up onto the
Well,
griffin's back, do you?
expendable.
I can hear you.
Oh,
It's standing right there.
I'm right here.
Obsidian.
My ears are fantastic.
well, we should go and
they
see.
don't look pointy like
Hell
yours,
Rock.
but they are fantastic.
Off to Hell Rock then. Yeah.
Right.
Expendable.
Well, I hope to hear from you soon. Please, I'm usually here, and if not, you can find me at the palace if it's the evening. That's where my dorm is.
Yes. Cheers.
Great.
And if
All
you
right.
need us, you can find us at the Old Haunt if you have any new information or anything that you need to get to us.
Sure. Very good.
Sure.
Excellent.
All right. Well,
Well,
shall we?
Thank you. And she just turns around and heads back towards the housing that she had got changed in.
Lovely creatures.
She's really nice.
Yes, lovely creatures. Calliope watches her go.
That's not what I meant.
Calliope, I can't help but think that wasn't very professional of you.
What?
The drool.
Flirting with her like
I
that.
wasn't flirting. I was establishing.
Well, you weren't flirting. That's true. It was a horrible effort at it. You try harder next time.
Shut up. What would you know about it?
Well, I don't really, but I've seen you try so many times over the years. That was one of your most pathetic attempts.
I'm having an off day.
Yeah. Well,
Let's go to Hell Rock.
let's go to Hell Rock. Mark, after you. I apologize, by the way. I certainly
You know what? I'm just gonna put that one in my cap.
cap.
So you guys head back out of the stadium there, or the training grounds, and there's a guardhouse off to the side that you would have walked past, probably not thinking to look for, any particular guard when you walked in, but there is in fact a guard in there. And as you walk up, it's Hell Rock. He's still on shift. Hey folks.
Oi, Hell Rock. How is it?
Oh, Do I know you?
Calliope Dervish.
Calliope.
We've met you a handful of times.
Right.
in our
Calliope,
travels.
Obsidian. You have a cat friend. I can't forget him. And the big
Little
guy,
Moggy.
Roho.
Obsidian's like
Sorry.
mixing
Yes.
across their neck, like.
Oh no,
don't
I won't
talk
sing.
about
I won't sing. Okay. Yeah, it's not professional of me. My mistake.
Mog is away on vacation.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Something to do with catnip and I don't know. It's like an ayahuasca retreat or something.
He's visiting his mum, you ninny.
Oh,
Catnip, I'd imagine. Catnip?
yeah,
Yeah. Catnip retreat?
catnip retreat.
Oi, Hellrock.
Yes. Yeah.
Um,
Sorry. What was your name? We haven't met before.
I'm Mark.
Mark. So are you with the group of them?
I used to live with Roho.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, right?
Right. Okay.
Was my roommate.
Oh, you're not living with them anymore. Are you living with these guys? Well, I mean, you can be if you're living.
Down to business.
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
He died.
Oh.
Wait. What? Roho died?
Right?
You got to be kidding me.
I know.
Orc Piss Ditch. That guy doesn't die.
I know.
You probably. It's different orc.
Nope, same one. Or yeah, when I saw the body, it was him.
What? How
Way
did
to
that?
go, Hellrock. Way to go. Why'd you gotta bring it up?
I didn't mean to bring. You guys didn't. You
You
could
know,
have let in with that
actually-
before you just walked in. You're like,
I'm glad we ran into you because of course we want to invite you to the memorial when it
Okay.
happens eventually.
well, I guess I'd like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So but besides breaking the horrible news to you,
Yeah.
we
thanks.
also
Well,
wanted to ask you a quick question. We've been put on the case of this marvelous disappearing griffin. Do you know what I'm talking about? Yes. What's
Bone
it?
Crusher.
Bone Crusher. Yes.
You were on duty when it went missing.
Are
Yes.
you sure it was Roho, the orc, the half?
It was him.
Yes.
I saw his body. It was
Focus,
terrible.
Hellrock.
Sorry.
Focus.
Are you
He was-
alright? Yes.
Well, he was like, it was like a week ago or 10 days ago that we were like, we're saying Roho.
Just
Roho.
because he's famous doesn't make him invincible.
Yeah, I guess. That's
Well,
true.
almost though.
I did see a painting of him somewhere. Where was that?
In a shop window
Yeah. I
at the
should
butcher shop.
I'm gonna return to that shop. Anyways, the Bone Snatcher, yes, or Bone Cat. I forget what.
Crusher.
Crusher, yes, or no, something.
Snatcher. Snipper.
Bone
Snip-
Crusher. Thank you.
Yeah, right?
They give them ridiculous names. Yes, there. Savra had mentioned that this had happened, and I told her that I saw a woman named Helena. She used to work here, but hasn't for months now. I don't know why she had left her. She was on duty, did a great job. The palace was happy with her, but just one day she upped and left and said, "I'm out of here. I'm done. I don't want to be a Griffin rider anymore."
Yeah, was it? So, do you know if it was on bad terms and she left? Like, was it? She wasn't fired, was she?
She wasn't fired, but yeah, no. I mean, no. She wasn't fired.
Do you think she stole it? Like stole it and like tried to sell it to somebody?
I can see why she would do that. She was paid quite well.
Yeah, but how much does a griffin go for?
I guess, but who would she sell it to? Who's going to buy a
I
griffin
don't know.
in town?
How would I know that? I'm
Black
just asking
market.
questions.
I
Yeah,
suppose, or
black
like,
market griffin.
Butcher or
Yes.
something, I
An
guess.
underground
Butcher, not a
underground
butcher.
griffin fighting. I've
Oh, yeah.
heard.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it tastes good.
Yeah, I don't.
Just offering
Yeah,
suggestions.
no, okay, all right.
So,
I get it.
Hellrock, you were on duty the night it went missing.
Well, yes, yeah.
And did you see Helena that night?
Yes, I did. I bumped into her and asked her why she was here.
And what did she say?
She said she wanted to speak to Savra, and I said that she wasn't here. She was off duty, and she left.
Savra left or Helena left?
Helena left, yes.
So you believe that she just left? You don't think she snuck back in, or?
Well, I never watched for that, but she did turn around and leave and headed off down the road into town. So,
Can I ask you,
yes.
are you good at your job?
Well, yeah, I think
You're not
so.
incompetent in any way.
Well, no.
His name's Hellrock.
Yeah.
Well, your
Yeah.
job was to guard the griffin, correct?
Obsidian.
Well, my
I'm
god.
just asking the question.
The whole castle. That's a lot of places to look.
Well, it's just the arena, but I was
the arena,
I was
yeah.
supposed to guard the arena. They didn't. I mean, they didn't take the arena.
So you failed at your job.
Yeah, I
Not failed.
guess I did.
Well, did the griffin go missing or not?
Well, it did, but maybe they snuck it underground. How are you going to find that?
I don't. It doesn't matter how it went missing. The man was on duty. Things were stolen when he was on duty. They clearly failed at it. I'm just trying to ask the questions.
Well, there's
Helrock.
probably more than one person watching it.
Where there's more than one person.
Well, there's usually just one of us on duty at night. So.
Oh, man, you failed at your job.
Yeah.
Hellrock, what the hell?
Well, I mean, if you guys are gonna find it, that would be great. And
I'll bet.
well, and then I mean, maybe I could help somehow. I don't know.
Have you been taking a bit of heat for the missing griffin, Helrock? A
yes.
little bit.
Yeah. Well,
That's a bummer for you, isn't it?
it's not great.
Boy, do you know?
It's a bit
so
of a demotion, actually.
maybe it can be a bit helpful for once.
Yes. Yeah.
This,
Yeah.
Wow.
This Helena,
Mhm.
do you know much about her? You ever talked to her?
Not mostly just when she was a griffin rider. She
Do you know where she lives?
well.
You ever have a cheeky pint with her? And you
No,
know?
nothing like that.
No.
She was a bit distant. She always said something about animal rights and
Oh.
that sort of thing. Like she always felt that the griffins should be trained in a different way, and did try, but it never stuck. And I thought that's why she left, is that she just thought she wasn't a very good trainer. But when she did leave, she stayed in Waterdeep, but she wasn't at the. She's not at the dorms anymore in the palace. I know that.
Where was it?
Where's her housing now? I have no idea.
Do you know anyone who was close with her when she was here? Anyone she ever, ate in the mess hall with every day, or?
That would have been Savra mostly. That was her teacher essentially. She mentors all of the trainers.
Savra didn't seem to know that much, did she?
Were Savra and her friends?
Yeah, they're friends. I mean, I guess.
So what did Helena look like? Like if we were like walking down the street and we'd walk right by her because we have no idea what she looks like.
She's quite fit like Savra. You have to be a
For sure you
a
would
griffin
be.
rider, but she always ties her hair back up into kind of like a tight little bun, so her hair doesn't flow all over the place, and it's jet black.
So jet black tight bun,
Yeah.
Easy squeezy.
right?
All right. Well, all right. Thanks, Helrock. I think that's probably the most.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't be more helpful. Did Savra mention there's a local farmer? He's been quite a pain. We've actually had an incident with him before, and I had to go out to his farm last time. This was probably maybe last winter's fall, but I don't think he's very happy with us. This might be the second time that we've had griffin trouble with him. So.
We did hear about the farm.
Oh,
We
you did?
will go check it out.
Okay, if I don't have to speak with him again,
I do
that
have
would be
another.
fantastic.
Question.
Oh, sure.
Did you see Helena carrying anything?
She was carrying something. It just looked like like a training whip. Like
Training whip.
Yeah. So when they're training them, they have like a whip.
Well,
but
why would she bring that if she was intending on speaking with Helena? She wasn't going to whip Helena, was she?
But you don't know
No.
that for sure. Sounds like they were kind of close. It's hard to say.
And her hair was up.
Are
Well-
you saying that everybody whose hair's up is a dominatrix?
I never said anything. I just said
That's
it.
quite the
This-
wardrobe thing. My hair's up right now. Do you think I'm a dominatrix, or the feathers just tell you opposite?
No, I don't know what you are. think
I
you're
don't know
Elvin.
if Mark even knows what a dominatrix is, Obsidian. He's like 13 years old.
Well, 17.
Same difference.
Not really.
Pretty much.
No.
Well, I'm surprised Rojo wouldn't have taught you that.
Why would
That's really awkward. He's like my dad.
Oh, I didn't know that.
what does
took
your
me in when I was
does
like
your dad
7.
teach you about
Well, just
dominatrixes
education,
and that sort of thing?
That was a normal thing for a
this
father
took
to
us-
do.
It's
This took
not.
a
Are you
hard
okay? Are
right
you
turn.
alright, Hellrock?
No, I haven't. Been drinking mostly.
Hellrock, I'm going to tell you something.
Okay.
We are going to return this griffin. And
Thank you.
when we do, one time in the future, because you screwed up your job, we want you to know that you owe us a favor.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
No,
I mean,
there's no negotiation.
but
For
I've-
Rojo.
But I've sworn to the crown, so I can't do anything illegal. But I'll
I'm
help
not
you.
going to ask you to do
Okay.
anything illegal. We want you to know that at some point in the future, you owe us a favor.
I can do that. Yes. But I won't. I have sworn to the lords. I can't do anything illegal. But I'll help you if I can.
We also work at the pleasure of the crown.
Would you do a funny little dance if we asked you to? I'm not asking you to. I'm just saying, would you do a funny little dance?
I'm no good at dancing, but I guess
But you would
I'll
have
try.
to if you owed us a favor, wouldn't you?
I guess. Yeah, I probably would.
All right.
He like opens a little
Oh,
flask
no,
out of his jacket and sips it.
Oh God.
Good day, Hellrock.
Yeah,
Let's get to
thanks.
the farm.
Sorry about Rojo.
Yeah.
When is the memorial?
Next Thursday.
Oh man, he's got to sit down in the tavern for that long.
He's in the cold cellar. It's gonna be
I know.
fine.
Poor Liv hanging
And
out.
he's an
My
orc.
God.
They don't even rot. They're rotten when they're alive, so they don't change much when they're dead.
Well, we should probably get him to the ground sooner than later.
Next Thursday.
Ah. All right.
9
fine.
days away.
I know, but it just takes a long time. It's just like, yeah.
Oh God.
Gross.
I thought we were trying to lift the air in the pub.
So you guys head off. Where are you going?
Do you want to just head to the farm?
I think so. I
Makes
mean,
the most sense,
yes,
right?
it's pretty obvious lead.
Yeah, I think the farm is the place to go.
Why not?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Shall we?
Off to the farm.
Yeah.
Cool. So you guys head towards Southgate, which is just south of the South Ward, out towards town, where there is some farms. Most of them are actually east, but you head south out of town, and you see the old crappy wood sign of the Ward's Feed, and a barn and a field and stuff like that. And you actually see a very elderly man tending to something in the field. Looks like a injured sheep. As you approach him, he hasn't noticed you yet. But what do you do?
So, Mark and Calliope, would you not think that if you're coming to release a griffin, that you would bring some sort of meat or something to distract it, or something? Like Helena walked in with a whip, which is suspicious enough, but
I think she probably brought the whip because that's what they used to train them. It probably
Right.
responds to that sort of thing.
all right.
That's what I'm thinking. She probably used the whip to.
So, what's the link to the farm? It's now released into the wild, and it's just eating at this one particular farm.
Well, I imagine it's probably picking off a couple of farms in the area, but it sounds like this farmer is particularly vocal. Sounds like they've had some issues with him before, so might just be a bit of a, thorn in the side, as it were.
I have to say, I didn't like the way that Savra was talking about the griffins. The ownership and the castle owns them, and they're magnificent creatures. They're not really owned, are they?
Yes, I mean, I don't know that much about griffins, but they are intelligent, aren't they? But I mean, our friend Alice the talking horse, she's also owned. Do you remember that talking horse? No one else remembers that.
Talking
From the
horse.
marketplace.
When we
right.
went and when
Yes,
the
I do remember. That
Do you
was
remember
also
that?
very despicable.
Right, so I mean, it's there's all kinds of injustices in the world.
Right.
So
Well,
lots of. I mean, you can say a cat or a dog is a marvelous creature.
yes,
who-
but we treat our cat quite equally, don't we? Just because they're off right now at a sort of a drug retreat.
I think it's catnip.
Yeah.
He's just hanging out with his mum. I don't know where you guys are getting this whole. He's just
She feeds him catnip.
You're so naive sometimes,
He's just
Calliope.
spending time with his mother. He's a bit of a mummy's boy. I don't know if you've noticed. He specifically said to me, "Oh, yes, I'm off to spend some time with my mum. We're going to do some baking probably and read some books together." And I was like, "Okay."
Baking and books, hey?
Have you met Mog?
Yes.
Have you ever seen him do anything,
No,
even
that's
a
why.
little bit insidious?
That's why he does retreats.
I honestly wish that you were right, because that would be a much more interesting thing. But I'm fairly certain he's hanging out knitting with his mum right now.
And knitting. You think he's going to make me a scarf?
I thought you guys were
I don't-
warriors. My God, Rojo tried to paint you guys like you knew what you were doing.
Oh, did you talk about us?
Of course he did. Why do you think he named the cats after you?
What did he say?
He just said, he's like really liked you. Is everybody had a fairly decent person? Well,
He
not
even liked
every.
me.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. He
He
said
he liked me.
that he liked most people in the group for sure. And he said to keep an eye out for Sid.
Sid, yes. That's you.
I don't like that.
I think he might have been talking to the cat about the cat too. I'm not sure.
Hey,
So-
should we approach this farmer?
Yeah, he looks grumpy.
Yes. Who's the most charming in the group?
Maybe Mark should talk to him.
Do you want
Mark's a cleric. He can heal the sheep. It's obviously wounded.
Do you want to be the front man on this one, Mark? Do you think
Sure,
you're
I
up
can do
up
that,
to
yeah.
it?
Yeah,
Sure. Fresh-faced young lad.
I'll see what I can do.
Sure.
Hi, buddy.
So as you walk in, due to the recent rain, it's quite sloppy in there, and you can see that he's tending to a sheep that is clearly not alive and is very dead. And he's an older gentleman, sort of like bearded, just kind of tattered clothing, classic farmer look. And he's kind of grumbling over this thing. He's like, oh, great. They've sent me a fucking child now to deal with this.
Wow, buddy, watch your mouth. It looks like mutton tonight, hey? Looks
why
like a little
are you
bit
even here? Go and send someone that actually knows what they're doing.
What are you trying to do with it?
I'm trying to understand what's happening to my dear livestock.
I think
Can
it's
you not
dead.
see? Yes, I think.
I see
Thank
it.
you.
It
Yes.
looks
Look at the
dead.
gashes in the side of it. What do you suppose has done that? I'll tell you what. One of those bloody griffins, like they did last year, right during my fall harvest, right when I'm supposed to deal with these sheep, I'm supposed to turn them into mutton, and I'm supposed to take the hides off of them and sell it. And what do I get now? I get nothing.
Obsidian's going to walk in circles, like examining the sheep around the farmer and the sheep.
Sure. Give me a what are we gonna call that? Like you're trying to look at like the wounds, or
Yeah, I'm just like
call them a wisdom check, I
Yeah,
guess.
I'm trying to see like the gashes and 15.
15. So the gashes are notably large, like right down the side of this thing. So something with like a huge set of claws would have raked this thing across its side.
Interesting, it didn't take it away from meat. Whatever did this.
Well, it had already taken one of them the day before. I have been complaining about it, and now this one's dead most recently, last night.
Do you think it's hunting them for sport? It took one already, and then it
Well-
just came and killed one for the fun of it?
I don't know why it's doing this. All I want is something to be done with it, and to be compensated, if you don't mind. I hope you've brought gold.
Compensated.
Oh no, that's something
Yes,
they
well,
have
I-
to talk to the
We don't work
castle
for the
about.
crown,
yeah,
so it's not
we're,
really
we're
our
just coming
business.
here
Well,
to
why are you
investigate,
even
have a
here
look what's
then?
going on. We're-
Freelancers. We
Oh,
could-
great. So they can't even send actual employment of the palace. They have to send freelancers. Unbelievable. I cannot... why did I settle down in Waterdeep? I don't know. Now my sheep's dead. Next is going to be the donkey. It's going to be the horses.
Oh, that's a lot of slaughtering, I'm sure.
Yes, exactly. And then I'll be stuck without any money. I'll be stuck without any livestock. And
Oh,
then
man,
poor
that's a-
Burdock will just go to the grave.
Who's Burdock?
I'm Burdock, you idiot.
Well, it's good to know.
Obsidian's gonna take out one of their daggers, flip it in the air, grab it, put it up underneath the chin of the farmer,
Oh my
and say,
god.
"You're not a very polite man."
You're not a
This,
very polite whatever you are. What are you going to do with that dagger? You're going to kill me next. Perhaps you're the one that went after the sheep. You know what? After all of this, go ahead and do it. What else do I have to live for? You are just like the woman that visited me yesterday.
What?
You two, the three of you, are absolutely a waste of my time.
Rewind.
Yeah.
What woman?
Some woman who says that she works for the crown as
Jet
well.
black hair and a little bun.
Yes. Why?
What did she?
Do you
ask?
work with her as well? She was quite interested in whether I'd seen this animal or not. Of course I haven't, but of course it's a griffin. How could it not? Look at the...
What
exactly...
What did the woman say to you exactly?
She said that, have I seen it, and what else it had taken. She was quite curious about what it was eating, what if anything, and which animals it may have taken. That's it. And it kept asking if I've seen it.
Did she seem worried? Did she seem relaxed? Did she seem scared? Did she seem nervous? What did she seem like?
She was very not relaxed. She wasn't angry. She was very purposeful. She seemed to be in a hurry.
Right.
Yes. She did leave me this though, and pulls out a piece of parchment scribbled on it.
What does it say?
If I could actually read my notes when I have too many of them, I'd
Well,
tell you.
yeah. Maybe you wash your hands off so there's not mud all over
Oh
it.
yes, sorry, stuff all over here. Oh, it says, yeah, right, yeah. She had mentioned that if I do see it, if it does come back, that I should come and visit her, and I said fine.
Well, where does it say where to visit her?
Well, she gave me this, and it says you may see, or if you read it, Clype.
Takes it out of his hands.
Yeah, he dusts the mud and blood off of it, and it says, "You may seek me through the unmarked door in West Gate."
Well, where-
Quite a mysterious lady, actually. She wouldn't even give me her name.
well, her name's Helena.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. And don't you have school? Why are you here?
Again, I'm 17.
Obsidian, Obsidian's going to take their dagger and say, "You're a farmer. You work with your hands.
Well, I try to, yes.
You're gonna have to work with one hand from now on."
Oh,
and
no!
I'm gonna cut off the one hand.
No way.
What are you doing?
And I'm going to
He's
say,
just like shrieks. He's like, you're insane. What? I'm complaining to the palace about this.
Would
If
you-
I survive this.
Shrieking. She's like, what are you doing?
Would
Have
you like
lost
to
the
Fucking
plot?
crazy.
would you like to work with no hands in the future? I think you're going to need to apologize to this fucking child, as you called them. That fucking child is our friend.
Wow, like, what the hell are you doing?
He's being impolite.
Well, you're
He's like-
impolite.
He's
I'm
like
not being-
actively
Nobody's
bleeding
stand-
out.
Nobody's standing and stabbing you in the hand.
Didn't like the
Can I
way
do
he
a
was talking
medicine
to you.
check to try and wrap the
ri-
farmer's
Yeah,
hand?
ridiculous.
Sure, go for it. And he's like, I apologizing to some boy that has sent you from the city. And he starts to go like a bit pale. And he's like, fine. I'm sorry that the city of Waterdeep is too fucking cheap to send someone that knows what they're doing. He blacks out.
I rolled an 11 on my medicine check to
Nice.
try and wrap the hand.
Okay, you
and
only
stop
need
him
a
from-
10, so yeah.
bleeding
So he
to
blacks
death.
out, but he's not dying.
He was being impolite.
Well, it doesn't even. You stabbed him in the hand. He doesn't even seem authentic. When he's apologizing to me.
He was just in a bad mood. What's
He's
wrong
frustrated.
with you?
Being in a bad mood.
Have
He
you
was an
lost-
asshole
He's just a peasant farmer. Have you lost
with
the plot?
with the bad attitude.
He's going to not be able to do his job and probably starve to death now.
Precisely. One less dirtbag on the planet.
He's a farmer.
He's just
So
a
what's a farmer? Farmers are easily replaceable. They're just a commodity like everything else. One farmer dies, you bring in another farmer. What's the difference? We at least maybe get a polite farmer next time.
Maybe we should go.
I don't understand what the problem is.
gotta
He's being
start-
rude to Mark. He wanted me to like the child.
But you don't like me.
Well,
Just like the farmer
I
doesn't
like you
like
enough
me.
to cut the man's hand off.
That's not liking me.
Huh. Well,
just an etiquette thing, Obsidian. Don't cut people's hands off. It's fucking crazy. That's a crazy thing to do.
it is.
When's the last time that you had a drink? Have you been drinking at all?
Yes, I had a bottle for breakfast. Thank you
Okay,
very
well, I
much.
don't understand the behavior then.
That was wild. Is that a thing you do all the time? Do you
Once or twice. You
cut
don't
pe-
remember. Maybe we should talk about that another time.
I just don't know for that kind of group of people that we're not like gangsters. We don't walk
Never
around.
said I was a gangster. He was being
threatening
impolite,
people
and I just
and
corrected
cutting
him.
off
When he
Oh,
wakes
look at
up,
Gangster Stid. Let's go stab everything that
Like,
moves.
Listen, I'll cut off like someone's head if we're in like a fair fight. You know, I'm not above like a little bit of slice and dice when I'm fighting someone, but like I'm not just gonna cut off the limb of a farmer who's just having a bad day. That's fucking crazy.
he's not having a bad day.
He's an old man farmer. Oh, you know what this is, Calliope? Because he's so old, he's got to take it out on somebody else who's old.
They are old.
Oh,
They're old.
I forget.
Speaking of
regardless.
impolite,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
well,
Well, let's get it out of here before he wakes up and, I don't know, remembers our faces and gets us in big trouble. Just don't cut off people's hands.
So you've bandaged him up, but you're just like leaving him in the mud then?
I don't know. No, probably not. I think we should actually. Do you want Mark? Will you help me take him into the house? Maybe he's got a wife who can.
Why don't we just slink him over a donkey and just go?
Well, what if he dies in the field?
Well, then Sid has to atone for that.
Sid doesn't care. So the sheep. Now that I have like time, so can I examine it more closely? Like, are pieces missing? Like, is there any pieces of claw in it? Anything? It's just the gashes. That's it, right?
Yeah, you essentially like you looked over it. It's just got the huge gashes out of it. Looked like maybe it was try to be picked up, but like, or maybe it was just like toying around with it. You know, like something like a cat would do. I guess I don't know.
Well, we should go to the west gate.
Yes. Yes, go talk to see if we can find our Helena. We're going to talk about this hand thing later. You and I, just so you know.
Absolutely. I don't think that. Well, sure, absolutely. We could definitely do that. Yes.
Mark's gonna pick up the guy and pull his face out of the mud at very least.
Yeah. I mean, is there a house nearby that like?
Yeah, there'd be like a little farmhouse.
Yeah, I'll try and take him into the house and put him in bed if I can with Mark's help.
Yeah, there's a little like hearth that's, lightly smoldering just so that it can keep going. There's some really nice old paintings of what you'd imagine his wife. And just him there, nobody else there.
Oh, no.
Lay him down.
Like, he's gonna like write a note and be like, "So sorry about my friend.
And your hand.
They're a bit of a loose cannon sometimes. Good luck on the farm. Cheers." And just leave that note on the table and like back out.
Perfect. You close the door, head out. And you'd see some of the other livestock that he has there, but none of them look injured, just the sheep. And you head back towards Waterdeep by the sounds of it, and head towards what was it? The South Gate? No, West Gate, I believe.
Yeah, some sort of like weird door.
Yeah, West Gate.
An
There's
unmarked.
an unmarked.
Unmarked
Yeah.
door, yeah.
Yeah, you have that parchment that says, "You may seek me through the unmarked door in Westgate." So you head towards Westgate, which is literally a gate that goes out the west side of Waterdeep, and you start looking through houses, through the streets here. And there's a lot of row houses here, so it's not like not a lot of shops. It's like just kind of dense housing.
Right.
And you do eventually come across one that is like sort of weirdly gapped. Most of the row housing is like really side by side and well structured. This one almost looks like two roads eventually converged, and they didn't know quite what to do in the center of it. They couldn't fit like a full-size house. So it's just like a walled structure, and right in the center of that, squished between these two row houses, is an unmarked door.
Boy, do you guys figure that's the unmarked door?
I guess so.
Well, it is unmarked.
Should we knock on it?
I'm not going first this time.
Well, sure.
You fucked that up last time.
Yeah, I'll go first. Hey,
How did I fuck it up?
real
I did
quick,
nothing wrong.
I just want to real quick little pep talk here. Let's just not mangle or maim anyone. Can we just agree on that?
You
Like,
act like I've made a habit of it. I've done it one time. I was simply trying to defend the boy. You wanted me to like him.
Yeah,
It was very shocking. You're acting like it's not like a shocking thing that you just did. Can we just say like, yes, if she attacks us, then we can mangle and maim her, but like let's just not, cut off any limbs or anything like that. Can we agree on that? Please.
It seemed rash.
A bit. I've never really seen you just slice off someone's hand before. I'm feeling a bit rattled.
Really?
Somebody so innocent. He's a farmer.
Yes.
You think all farmers are automatically innocent, or do you?
He doesn't.
He didn't even have a weapon.
Yeah.
That doesn't
That's-
make him innocent. He was an asshole.
Yeah.
You think it was a bit of a power disparity, though, darling? I mean, you're like a trained rogue and assassin, and our Mark here is a talented young cleric, and I'm a, warrior.
You really think I'm talented?
Well, I wouldn't go that
That's
far,
not,
but
that's not.
What I'm saying
well,
is that
when you're wielding a weapon and you stab
I'm just gonna
somebody,
walk up to the door and just because I'm exasperated with this
You're
conversation.
just frustrated. No answer when you knock.
No answer. So, what now?
Should we pick the lock?
Oh, sorry. Would you like the rogue to express his talent? Oh shit! Fuck.
I mean,
Their talent and pick the lock.
I mean, if I can do it if you don't want to.
Fine. I'll pick the lock. I'll
Cool.
try to pick the lock.
All right. So go ahead and give me a dexterity.
Yeah, that. I got an 11.
Cool. Can you also give me a stealth check while you're doing that?
I think
it was sleight of hand.
lockpick is sleight of hand plus proficiency bonus if you're proficient in it.
You're right.
I'm not.
You're not. You're a rogue.
Yeah, but not all rogues are proficient in lockpick.
Well, then give them to me. I'm proficient in thieves' tools.
Are you?
Yes.
Oh,
I just
How
don't
was
own
that?
any thieves' tools.
How was that stealth check?
It was a 10.
10. You're picking the lock and you hear, "Oi! What do you think you're doing? And a city guard walks up to you, and he's like, this is not your house. I work here on these here streets. Can I help you?
What is your name?
What does it matter what my name is? I would like to know, like, your name, sir, madame, whatever you are. Why are you wearing feathers?
I think you might want to be a bit more polite. We're here on business from Lady Silverhand, and
Oh, my apologies then. May I ask why you're here for Lady Silverhand?
we're not here for Lady Silverhand. We're here on her orders.
I need to
She's
see some
not here.
paperwork. Paperwork, please. You must have a contract with her.
You don't want our paperwork.
What does that mean?
Are you you're just a simple guard, right? You're not like an intelligent one.
He pulls out his longsword and puts it on the dirt in front of him, and he's like, as simple as I need to be.
Listen, sometimes Lady Silverhand has things that she might call black ops or secret operations, and you are not of the rank that you are privy to that information.
Oh, special
things-
then are you? Better than me?
Yes, actually.
I'm going to have to ask you to leave, please. Otherwise, I'm going to announce it to the rest of the guards who can come and have you removed.
It's funny, I was just about to ask you to leave.
Oh my god.
Well, I find that we are in an impasse then.
We are. Why don't you go ask Lady Silverhand if Obsidian should be here and judge her reaction? Are you brave enough to do that?
I am not foolish enough to leave you in front of this door by myself, so I will send someone else and we will stand here until they return.
Very well. She's not going to like the delay.
So he calls over another guard and talks to him. He's like, go and contact Silverhand. And you would know that most people would know that they have calling stones essentially like in these booths, so they don't have to run all the way to the palace. And it's not long before the guy quickly comes back, faster than he did before, and whispers into his ear. And he's like, you're sure? The three of them? Right.
So,
Yes.
an apology then.
I'm sorry. What was your name?
Obsidian.
Obsidian.
It's hard. Yeah, it's a hard one.
Yes. And your name?
Calliope.
Calliope.
And I'm Mark.
Mark. My apologies, Calliope, Obsidian, and Mark. I'm just trying to do my job. I saw you trying to pick a lock. Maybe next time you ask if you're here on official business for a key. Or maybe where the owner is.
Hey, do you have a key?
No, it's not my house.
Oh, well.
Well, maybe you could just bugger off then while we
I
continue.
Easy,
shall.
easy.
I shall. I'm sorry. I didn't
I
mean
wasn't
to
going to cut off
stand
his
in the
hand.
way.
Well, okay. So we're dialing it back now? How am I supposed to gauge you at all?
What? Sorry, your name?
My name is Amasis.
Amasis.
Yes.
Right, I'll make sure to mention to Lady Silverhand.
Please don't. No, please don't.
Amasis, yes.
No.
Amasis.
I would go now. I just take
Okay.
your leave.
I'm leaving.
The next
Yeah.
time we
Goodbye.
see the next time we see you,
He's already
Amasis.
walking
He's-
away.
yeah.
Is it just me? I'm feeling like us as a group, maybe Mog is an essential balancing component. We've never really done anything without Moggy, and I'm feeling, I don't know, the group dynamic feels really tense without him. Am I the only one feeling that right now?
No, I
feel
get
like it's
that.
tense.
It's, you know,
Calliope, you and I argue all the time. What's the difference?
well, because then normally, you know, like Mog's here to be like, oh, okay, well, my mum would say in this situation that, you know, we've just got to smile and turn that frown upside down, and then we'd all go, shut up, Mog, and it would diffuse the whole situation. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think if Mog was here, it would never get to the point of cutting off someone's hand, because he would say something along the lines of like, oh, you know, cheer up, Buttercup, that's what my mummy always says, and we'd all be like, oh, Mog, you're so fucking annoying, and you know,
I've never asked Mog to shut up, and I've never called them annoying.
you've thought about it though, haven't you? When he's saying those things,
I've
and he's like,
never. I quite like Mog. I think he's adorable.
but he says those things sometimes.
Yes, it clearly annoys you, but I quite like him.
He's pretty nice.
Oi, can I have the thieves' tools, please?
Maybe it's Rojo
You
that
have
was
some?
like kept
Yes.
everything in check.
But you don't know how to
I
use
miss
them.
Rojo
I
for
know
sure.
how to use them, just
He
not
could thump
very
some
well.
heads if you
Look
needed it.
Huh?
Nothing?
I've been a diplomat. What the hell
I'd
do I
totally
need
thump his it.
to... Here.
Their head. Correction. I would thump their head.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to use the thieves' tools on the door.
Go for it.
Well, a 12 to it.
A 12 is just good enough to open it. You had a 10, didn't you?
I had an 11.
Oh, okay. but you're able to fiddle with it. It does take you a lot longer, but I mean, given that the guards are now just sort of like begrudgingly just watching you break into someone's house because you're officially on Lady Silverhand duty.
As Calliope's like breaking it, she's like looking at the guards and she's just like trying to act like she really knows what she's doing. She's like, see, you just gotta jimmy the lock a little bit, and you gotta, you know, if you turn it this way and it goes, you know, you hear that chunk, you hear that, that's correct.
The guards have
So
been
you gotta
watching
just
us.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's like,
Those guys are really watching your hands.
yes, well,
That's
And
kind of
after
awkward.
like after 5 minutes of you doing that, they kind of get bored. Like the one guy's like now walked back off on patrol. It's like, they're like, oh yeah.
They
Well
shouldn't.
done, Calliope.
oh yes, thanks, darling.
Who has dark vision?
I do.
Okay.
I do.
I think I do.
You're a deep gnome.
I'm a deep
It would
gnome.
be shocking
yeah.
It
if
would-
you didn't.
Oh, perfect.
I would just have to read my sheet.
So the door swings open, and the room in here is pitch black. No lights whatsoever. And you would see in sort of like a grayscale mode with dark vision that, it's a very small room. In the center is a very intricate wooden bench. And surrounding this bench on the wall is 7 paintings.
What are the paintings of?
So you enter the room.
Yeah.
The group of you enter the room. Door closes, or if you close the door, and the paintings are just like what looks like an array of random sort of scenic things. So one is a trio of gnolls fighting over a spear. Another one is like this savage-looking werewolf calling at a full moon. Another one is 5 kobolds looking like they're cooking around a campfire. Another is a beholder grinning, holding a handful or tentacles full of gems. Another one is 2 gelatinous cubes patrolling a dungeon corridor. The second last one is 3 dragons flying along the coastline. And the very last is 2 trolls sleeping under a tree.
Are there any other doors to the room?
There is, dead in front of the group of paintings, is what looks sort of like a doorway, but there's no knob and there's no keyhole. And engraved on the door, as you move closer to it, and you can see with your night or dark vision, it says, "In order to gain all knowledge, one must know where to start."
Well, clearly this has to do with these paintings. Obsidian's going to walk to each of the paintings in turn and knock on them to see if they're solid or hollow behind.
Sure, yeah. You walk through all the paintings, even move them, and solid wall behind.
And what size are the paintings?
The size, they're, relatively large. You know, they're not enormous. They're not small.
Okay.
Like a gallery-size painting.
Okay, can you read that again, the inscription?
In order to gain all knowledge, one must know where to start.
And it's paintings. There's a gelatinous cube.
Yeah, there was 3 gnolls fighting over a spear, a werewolf, a group of 5 kobolds, a beholder, 2 gelatinous cubes, 3 dragons, and 2 trolls. As you guys are sitting in here, I imagine everybody just sort of like sits down on this bench and looks at these paintings, trying to figure out what even this means. The group of you can give me a wisdom check as you're reading the inscription on that door.
12.
16.
7.
So Obsidian and Mark, you guys are kind of sitting there, and it dawns upon you that the words specifically "count on" jump out at you as something related to what you should be doing, like counting the creatures or counting the paintings. It's like the order or the count of this. It has something to do with what's going on.
If you look at the paintings, it.
Well, there's like
Oh, I noticed something, but I don't know if Calliope does based on that wisdom check.
We'll mention it. I'll mention it to Calliope.
Okay.
My thoughts.
Yeah.
If you look at the paintings, there's a different number of creatures in each one.
yeah, like there's one werewolf,
Yeah.
and then there's 2 gelatinous cubes.
Exactly.
So maybe if we
I'm,
start with a werewolf,
well,
or
I'm wondering if we need to order them in like
put them in the
Take
right.
them off the
Put them in-
wall and
put them in
Oh.
order. We can try.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm thinking.
We'll do that.
Cool.
So the painting with only one in it,
Yeah.
first then we'll put them in sequential order.
Sure. Yeah, you do that and realize there's a couple paintings. Like 2 of them have 2 of what? Like there's 2 gelatinous cubes, and another painting has 2 trolls. There's one that has a werewolf, but there's also one that has 1 beholder.
So what if we like put it in like maybe an alphabetical order?
You can certainly try, Mark, but I think we're on the wrong track. I think it's.
I'm gonna do it anyway.
As you say that, give me an intelligence check.
Like 4.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
not
Okay.
getting anywhere
All right.
with that.
Yeah.
I really
In
thought
order, like, so are these some of these creatures like, you know,
count on. What is it? It says, in order to access all knowledge.
In order to gain all knowledge, one must know where to start.
Oh, well, maybe like when it says 1, like maybe it's just one of the things. We just need, maybe we've got it backwards. Maybe we need to put werewolf second opposed to first. I'm going to change it around.
Oh, like just swap
Yeah, just
the
swap
order of them?
the one and another.
Yeah, still nothing happens.
Still not, okay. Huh. What's the tricky one?
This is a tricky one.
Now that Obsidian and Calliope have had more time with him, you can also give me intelligence checks.
oh no, this is the DM rescuing us from being stupid.
Yeah, so this is like that escape room we did all over again.
How
I got a 13.
How do you feel about a 5?
5. Well, Obsidian and Mark are just fantastic at this. But Calliope, you actually, like, you're reading over this word, you look at the creatures, and you realize the number of creatures in the painting, which I've already sort of deduced is kind of important. But then you also realize that the count might be used to determine the letter of those creatures. The name of those creatures in the painting is something that you should focus on.
The letter of those creatures?
Yeah, so like if it was a troll, how many trolls are there, right? You know, that kind of thing. So the letter in their name.
So I
I
guess
feel like I'm too stupid for this puzzle, Gavin.
So it's not alphabetical. It's
There's 2 T's.
Well, so you relay it to the other characters. And so you guys would also realize that counting the number of creatures in the painting and associating that with the name of those creatures in that painting is the letter that you would use from the name in order to...
okay, so if there's 2 trolls, use the letter R. Right. Okay, let's try that. So how many gelatinous cubes are there?
Gelatinous cube. Well, we could start from the top if you just want it because
Sure,
of my
so-
notes. You have a group of 3 gnolls fighting over a spear.
Yeah.
You have 1 werewolf.
Okay.
You have 5 kobolds. 1 beholder grinning with the gems. 2 gelatinous cubes patrolling the dungeon. 3 dragons in flight along the coastline, and 2 trolls sleeping under a tree.
So we got OWDBEAR.
Say those again?
OWDBEAR. Sidetrack. Do only Canadians say W? Do other nations say W differently? W?
W. W.
W.
Yes,
Everybody
like
says
a
W, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What? No. Okay. Are we sure that it's
I think-
OWD?
Did I fuck one up?
I
I
think
don't
you're
know.
spelling kobolds wrong.
I was gonna
That was one that was like,
Yeah.
okay, so it's the 5th letter in the kobold,
It meant
right?
to be owl bear. It spells owl bear.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah.
You hear the door go,
Oh.
and it swings open.
I missed how to spell kobold.
I was
Oh.
looking at, well, I wrote it down
K-O-
as you were saying, and I was like, owd bear.
Oh no, I just counted wrong. When I was
Yeah.
doing
Okay.
kobold.
Oh, we solved the puzzle.
Well, you did. Very nice job, Calliope.
Oh, thanks. That was a tricky one, hey?
that was
Well,
terrible.
I feel like it's like there was like an overarching deity, like the deity of DM, like helping us along because they realized that we were being idiots.
Yeah, I don't think that. I think we would have really struggled to get that one without a bit of help, to be honest with you.
The word comes to mind that spoon feeding really comes to mind.
Yeah, so it felt a bit like a
We
baby.
did well. I think we did very good.
Yes, good for
Yes,
us.
Well, we got through the door at very least.
Well, I went through this door first, and Mark talked to the farmer first. Calliope, would you like to go through this door first?
Oh, sure, yes. I march on in.
All right. Yeah, the door swings open. You continue down a small corridor, and what you see we'll get to right after our break. Hey, everybody, we're back from our snack break. Big shout out to Mr. Mark Skid, a.k.a. Dwayne, for feeding us
Again.
again and again
All
and
good.
again. We should really start a Patreon, literally just to cover our snack fees. Like, I don't feel like I need to make money from playing D&D, but
Yeah.
if we could cover our snacks, it would be awesome.
I figure we probably have some of the best snacks of any
Oh,
gaming
easy.
table.
Like, the spread is ridiculous. We should start posting photos of it.
We should.
Mm.
I love snacks.
Snacks.
One day we're going to get pizza here.
One day.
Allegedly.
Yeah. In a galaxy far, far away. This music's stupid. Hold on. Fuck it. I'm just going back down to town and city because we're in the town and the city. Whoa.
With
What is
Crit and
happening
Fumble.
right now?
Oh my god.
It's not like I haven't done this 100 times.
This is high quality.
Whoa. We don't edit. If you're still here, thanks.
Thank you.
This is a radio show. Like, we don't, what happens, happens. So we never edit. Fun fact, we used to overly edit our previous, like, season 1 and a bit of season 2, I think.
Yeah.
And then we're like, this is the worst thing ever. We're never playing D&D. And we're
Hated
like,
it.
what if we just did it radio style?
And now we're polished.
Now we're polished.
We are so like
as
on point.
a Duradango ball. Anyways,
I have to Google that now.
what, you don't know Duradango balls?
I have
Where does
no
that
idea
go?
what that is. Does everybody else know what that is? Like,
I've never heard that in my
What?
life.
Oh my god, they're amazing. Oh, okay.
Is it food?
No, it's like it's literally dirt and like water and mud and stuff, and you pick it up and it's like muck in your hand, and you work it and you work it and you work it, and it literally turns into a hard, polished, shiny stone. I've done it several times. It takes forever, and they're gorgeous. You should Google it after this, or if you're listening.
Duradango ball.
Duradango balls. Yeah.
Duradango balls.
Yeah. They're unreal, and people make them out of like, they'll travel places and find like really weird, like rare clay and dirt and stuff, and form these things, and they're absolutely gorgeous. If you're listening right now, stop and go look it up.
Dang.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow.
Duradango. I've made them. Anyways,
Okay.
you guys are in Helena's shop or house, I guess, and Calliope, you had successfully said the secret passage word, which was owlbear, and the door unlocked, and you walk into her little room, which isn't much bigger than this painting room, actually. It's still completely black. Oh, sorry, no, this one isn't black. It's got a small candle in it that's still burning, but almost down to its nub. But in here, it's just sort of like, it's quite small. There's a small bed. There's like a wash basin, a cheaply made armoire, kind of looks like it's barely standing, and a table with what looks like a map and some papers on it.
Well, I would like to go look at those papers.
Cool.
Map.
Yeah, so as you look over it, you would notice that it is a map of Waterdeep, and there's a few sections that are like, looks like they're scribbled on some notes and stuff, but what catches your eye most notably is a small island just out the bay of Waterdeep called Stormhaven Island, and it's where one of the bigger lighthouses is, like very jagged rocked area, and as ships come past it, it's sort of like their guidance into Waterdeep's inner harbor there. And the mountain area just beyond that island, like right behind it, is circled. And in addition to that, the papers surrounding the table are training notes on how to better train like a griffin, and just some of like her ideas, and she's kind of sketched out like, and notes like, collar too tight, or harness seems to bother her, and all of this sort of stuff. You can tell she's like trying to figure out how to make this work that isn't at the detriment of the animal.
Seems like she quite cares about these animals.
Yes, I agree. Feeling like she's probably not the bad guy here. She seems to just be a bit of a concerned citizen.
Does that make us the bad guy?
Yeah, well, when you're stabbing people in the hand,
You're still on about that.
it was ridiculous.
I think we're neutral bordering on chaotic neutral force. If I had to guess, you know. I don't know if I'd look in the mirror and be like, oh yes, we're definitely good guys, but we don't have to have this moral quandary right now.
I'm gonna go check out the armoire.
Sir, you open that up, and inside is, you would recognize it as a Griffin Rider's outfit, because you would have seen Savra wearing it. And looks like it hasn't been used in a while, quite dusty. But yeah, there you have it. Griffin Rider's jumpsuit or whatever you want to call it.
Wasn't really expecting to find any nice clothes in here. The armoire itself is rather like an IKEA one, isn't it?
What's IKEA?
It's just like a commoner's place to buy.
Well, I'm wondering, she's got this this mountain range here circled. Do we want to try and? Seems kind of far, but we could try and give it.
Quite far.
I'm wondering, do you think that's where she's taken the griffin to train it?
It would seem likely. She's not going to keep it in the city.
So I'm wondering, this is just the kind of the dots that I'm connecting here. Do you think that she took the griffin to train it, took it into the mountains, and then it's gotten away, and that's why she's looking for it now, and that's why she's gone to the farmer? It, escaped her, and now she hasn't got it, Savra's not got it. It's just kind of flying around, wreaking havoc. I'm wondering if maybe she took it with the intention of testing out these training methods and then bringing it back to the Griffin Riders, to prove herself.
I believe you're onto something there. I think maybe they were trying to show a more humane way of having the griffins.
That's what I'm thinking as well. What do you think, Mark?
I think she might have released it.
You think she released it into the wild?
Maybe.
And then why is she looking for it at the farm?
Well, because then she doesn't have to be like, I don't know. Maybe she's like didn't want to get caught releasing it or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'd get busted for that. So she released it, and then she's going to go look for it. And then train it on her own.
No, that makes no sense at all.
Well, I'm only going to throw out a hypothesis.
Right. So Calliope, your idea was better.
Well, it still doesn't really leave us with anywhere to go. I mean, we can either wait here and try and talk to her, but I mean, our job is to get the griffin, tranquilize the griffin, and put the collar on it. So do we want to try and go to the mountain range she has circled, and maybe because if it's a familiar place to the griffin, it might be around there. We could also stake out around the farmer's homestead and try and see if it comes back to try and get some of his animals.
It would seem that would require less traveling.
Yeah, we could do. Or we could try and wait for our Helena here. A couple different options we have. What do you guys think?
How about you and Mark go back to the farm?
Don't split the party.
I'll stay
it's
here.
never a good idea.
Oh.
Do you remember the last time we split the party, darling?
No.
Rojo died.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, then I imagine that we should wait here for... What time of the day is it?
It'd probably be like late afternoon.
What are we going to do if Helena gets here, though? Are we going to just be like, Oi, Helena, bad news about that griffin you took. We've got to get it back. So if you could just kindly help us do that,
It's clear that we shouldn't cut off our hand.
No.
Why don't we just ask her what her motives are? We know that we're fairly certain that she's guilty, so we can just talk to her about it. And if we like her, then we'll just go back and tell Lady Silverhand that we couldn't find her. I'm okay with that. It's just 100 gold. Although I did want to have a ride on the griffin.
Okay. You thinking we can just see if we can talk to this Helena? Sure. What do you think, Mark? Should we wait for Helena and...
I think we're going to have to do a lot of explaining why we're in her place.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense. I think
That's quite easy to explain. We just say we're here looking for her. That's a short explanation.
Well, it should be like, but like how many, when people like go and look for you, do they break into your house?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, yes. Actually, a couple times at
Yeah.
Ye Old Haunt.
Huh.
Yeah.
I can see why Rojo just kept things quiet.
Yeah.
This is why they had their own apartment.
Yes.
Also harboring a child.
Not a child. I'm almost a man.
Almost.
So shall we wait?
Well, let's put it to a vote. Mark, you don't seem to like the idea. Are you wanting to just go get the griffin and be done with it?
Yeah, we get let's get to this place. Let's get to this island if that's where we need to go.
And how are we going to get to an island?
I don't know. We got griffin rides on our, she said she'd take us for a griffin ride. Selena.
Savra.
Savra. That's what I meant. Hard to remember.
I think I want to wait for Helena.
Yeah,
I
it
want
makes the
I
most
want
sense.
to hear her out and see what her motivation is. I'm feeling like she's not an insidious person. It sounds like she cares about the griffins.
Well, wouldn't she be at the griffins? Like, wouldn't she follow that? I would
Well-
imagine she would just go there.
I think she's wanting to make life for the griffins better.
Yeah.
It's a huge presumption, too. Just because you found something circled on a map doesn't mean that's where the griffins are. It might be where she wants to go on vacation next summer.
True.
Yeah, okay, sure.
All right, well, I'm for staying.
I'm for staying as well.
So we're just going to sit here?
Yes. I mean, I'm a bit tired. I've been walking all over the place.
I don't
today.
want to sit here.
Well, why don't you
Do you want to play
go
cards
do
while we
something?
wait?
No, I don't want to. I want to go.
Do you want to do like a drinking
We're just going to
game?
sit here and wait for her to show up.
Yes.
to
She's not
play
going to show up. She's
Two
not.
truths and a lie.
No, look at the candle. The candle's like burning down to the nub, right? She's gone. She's gone. There's no reason to stay here. We've done what we need to do here. We need to go.
See why I didn't want to let a child into the group. They're
I'm
so
not
impatient.
a child. I'm not a child.
All right, I'm sorry. Mark, an almost a man.
That's right.
Okay, so you want to go? Should we go back to the farm then and see if we can scope out the griffin?
Wait,
No,
you
what-
can't let them just because they're having a little temper tantrum and just influence our decision. Both of us decided we want to stay.
It's-
Talk about
that's-
temper
this is
tantrum. I'm going to
tea-
stabbing somebody in the hand.
It's teamwork.
That wasn't a temper tantrum. That was a cold and calculated decision, which clearly didn't land well with the either of you.
Oh God, I
Or
wish
the
Mark
farmer.
was here.
Farmer didn't like it either.
I hope not.
Yeah, just so you know.
All right, decisive action. We are not going to stay and wait at Helena's then, and we are not going to stay and wait at the farm. We're going to go to the island.
That's a long way to travel for no particular
How
reason
long is
other
it
than
actually? How long would it take us to get there?
Looking at the map, doesn't look like it's like. I mean, it's just entering the bay of Waterdeep. So like a boat,
Like it's
a
across
short
the
boat
street.
ride would
Yeah.
be,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
It's
like
just,
Statue of Liberty kind of thing.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a bit. It's a bit of a jaunt.
It's like across the street. It's not that far.
Well, I mean,
Okay, well, it's
I've changed my mind. Yes, let's go. Let's go to the island. Right? Why not? Maybe we'll see Helena on the way there.
Very well. Can we stop by the old haunt? I'd like to change my clothes. Feathers aren't good on a boat.
oh my god. It's always something with you.
Would you wear feathers on a boat?
Why not?
What
Why
if they
wouldn't
get
you?
wet? Salt water's
then
not
you got
good
wet,
for feathers.
then-
This outfit is worth more than you've made in your entire life.
Calliope just starts to leave. I'm going to the docks. Come or don't. Moving on.
Moving on.
Patience is running so thin.
I was about to say
I'm
the
actually-
exact same thing to you.
I'm actually going to take the griffin's clothes
okay.
and use them as like an over clothes to protect my feathers.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So you put them on, and only because of your small figure do they actually fit.
Okay.
But only just. So you don these Griffin Rider clothes, head out, and so where are you heading to?
Where we would need to go to get a boat to the island.
Okay, so you're basically going to go down to like the docks.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you head across town, and you eventually make it to the docks. It's getting kind of later in the day now. I mean, you were late morning. You're at you met Savra, then you went to the farm, then you went here, hung out there for a bit. Now you're down at the docks. And you know, the dock is as busy as it normally is. It's, you know, people unloading stuff and large ships, small ships. But there's a, you know, number of people around.
Would we know if there's like Is there a particular ferry that goes to this particular island, or do we need to ask around?
You can hire
Oh
a boat.
yeah. I mean, you would probably have to hire a boat. Like it's not a like sightseeing thing. It's like a lighthouse island, managed by the watch.
Okay, well, I'll look, and I'm gonna kind of try and scope out if there's like a, little boat for hire. Nothing
Sure.
too pricey or fancy looking. Just
Yeah, I imagine like maybe there's a small fishing boat, some guy kind of like docking, throwing some stuff up on, it's not a big ship or anything, but would absolutely work.
okay. Yeah, Calliope will approach that guy. And,
Sure.
oi, hello there.
Yes, hello.
Sorry to bother you. Looks like you're quite busy, but me and my companions are hoping to get a ride to that there island, and I'll point in the general direction of the lighthouse.
Right. Well, I do have fresh catch here. Storm, what is it called?
Stormhaven.
Stormhaven Island. That's a tricky one to get to. The rock cliffs there and the reef could damage my boat. I'll take you, but it's going to cost a gold for each of you. Any damage done to my boat, I want it fixed.
Very
A
well.
gold each.
Yeah, gold each is what it's going to take.
Oh,
Obsidian will
yes,
pay the
sure.
3 gold.
Oh, well, should have asked for more. Well, just give me a minute. I let me unload the catch here, and I'll put it up on the wagon. And he quickly gets it done. It's just like fish and that sort of stuff. Right. Anything else? There's just the group of the 3 of you, right?
Yes, just
Yeah.
the 3 of us.
Oh, radio. Yeah, we'll set off, and he sets sail, and you head out onto the bay. Relatively nice. I mean, it's a well-protected bay, but as you get closer to Stormhaven, you can start to see the lighthouse there, and coming into view is, usually quite clouded or fogged in, is Stormhaven Peak, which you can now see in all its glory, which is quite tall, quite a sheer cliff, and just behind the island. And as he gets to the edge of the bay, the wind picks up. It's a little bit stormy, but he manages to handle the boat just fine, and eventually scoots around Stormhaven and lands in a little bay connecting Stormhaven Peak and this little island. He's like, okay, well, I can't really set up dock here, so you're gonna have to hop out. You're gonna get a little wet. I hope that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Your name?
Dozer.
Dozer.
Yes.
I have this for you. I'm going to hold out another gold, but not give it to him.
Okay.
You, of course, have not dropped anybody off at this island, if anybody asks.
No, absolutely not.
Right. And you'll return here in half a day's time to pick us up in this location, and we will pay for the same for passage back.
Very well, yes. Are you meeting anybody else here?
Well, that would be none of your concern.
Okay, I only ask because there's another boat just at the side there, if you see it. And
Okay.
as you look over, you can see like a ragged-looking kind of like rowboat has been like pulled up onto shore.
Not our boats.
Odds, nobody comes to this island.
Yes. Well,
But if not yours, none of my concern. I
Yes.
shall be back in a half day.
half day.
Very well.
If we're not here, you're free to leave without us.
Well, I'll stay till dusk, but I don't feel comfortable sailing in the dock, so I will wait until then.
Ta.
Yeah, he set sail.
I'll
and
give him a
so-
gold for his silence.
Okay.
All right. Well, I bet you that's our Helena's boat over there. If I had to guess.
It seemed logical.
Should we go look?
The boat?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
All right.
Check out the boat real quick. See if we can see anything.
Yeah, there's a few supplies in there, like a fishing net, a fishing pole, and a little bag. And if you're to look in it, there's a book in it. It kind of looks like just sort of like a notebook journal. And as you flip through it, there's a bit of writing about like the happenings of this griffin, and talking to the farmer. But most notably is you can see that she has written about that she's mostly concerned about her diet, and that she wouldn't normally eat meat, finds that confusing, and would prefer fish.
He's a pescatarian.
Her diet.
Wait.
It's talking about the griffin.
Maybe the... Oh, she's talking about the griffin, because the griffin liked to eat fish, and now it's eating meat. This is what we heard in the castle. It sort of lines up, doesn't it?
Yes. Well, yeah, why is the griffin eating meat when it typically eats fish?
Maybe its behavior's changing because the way she's training it. Maybe it's more of a feral animal now that it's been freed from the collar.
Not sure.
Can I take a look for footprints or anything leading away from the rowboat?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's pretty sandy there, so I think you'd see them relatively easy, and you could see them essentially going up towards the cliffside, and then they kind of just disappear.
Well, shall we follow the obvious footprints in the sand?
Yes, I agree.
Mark, do you agree?
To follow the footprints?
Yes.
That would only make sense.
Very well.
Yeah.
All right. Just
Do
checking.
you agree?
You
think that's a good idea? We should follow the footprints
I
to go up
definitely
the
agree.
mountain to the go and see who's going up there?
You're very difficult.
Oh.
Is it like the
It's the
test
attitude. It's the way you talk down to me.
Well, you are short. Would you like me to lay down on the ground so I can talk up to you?
So I can step on your neck? Yes.
Anyway, let's off to the cliffside.
Sure. So you guys all begrudgingly walk up to this cliffside, and it's quite, windswept, a little bit wet from like the salty air. And you look up, and it's a pretty sheer cliff. Like, I mean, you can certainly climb it, but not exactly a staircase.
Well, if I had a griffin, I certainly wouldn't keep it on the ground. I'd have it up there.
Yes. I guess we're gonna have to climb up. You guys good at climbing?
I can climb.
I'm actually not so good at it at all.
Yeah, I'm not great, but
I'll
guess
give it a
we can
shot.
Do our best.
Sure.
Yes, climbing up.
Everybody give me athletics checks.
Seemingly, I wasn't bad today. I must have eaten a proper breakfast. The wine helped. I got a 16.
Nice.
15 for me.
Cool.
I also got a 16.
Nice. Yeah, you guys head up there relatively easy. I mean, you maybe slip and slide a couple times. The bite of the cold, salty air on your fingertips as you're holding the cold stone is like, a little much. But you get up to what looks like sort of like a first, what would it be called? Like a ledge, right? And up there, you notice that there is some climbing gear that has been left behind, like just sort of like hastily dropped on the ground, some like rope, some like hook and line and that sort of thing. And then that's it. There's like more ledge ahead of you. So you can continue up or you can take some of that gear. What do you guys want to do?
I think it'd be a good idea to take the gear.
Yeah, probably take the gear to help us up.
Yeah.
Cool.
Maybe just tie off so we don't go tumbling down.
Mm-hmm.
So as you guys continue your climb, go ahead and give me rolls again, but you can do it with advantage, considering your experience on this cliffside already.
11.
17.
20.
Wow, adjusted.
Adjusted.
So the Calliope and Mark are doing relatively well, but Obsidian's having a hard time. I mean, wearing big leather armor that you're not used to wearing, or they're not used to wearing. It's just kind of having a hard time. You're not like necessarily falling off or anything like that, but getting up there is exhausting. You're not sure that you can make it. Can I also, the group of you, get you to give me a perception check as you're hanging there?
7.
17.
11.
Calliope, you're probably further up than the two of them. I mean, Obsidian's down below struggling. Maybe Mark's trying to help him or them. And but up above you, you hear like a pretty distinct like call or screeching or whatever it is, like sort of like a very throaty like howl or whatever you want to describe it as. Like a, like an animal screech of some kind.
Like a griffin. Do you guys hear that? I'll call down.
I'm too busy trying not to fall off the cliff, thank you.
Be careful. Calliope's going to start hustling up the cliff.
Okay, sounds good. Does anybody help Obsidian?
Oh, they're struggling that much? Like they're dangling?
Like they're getting exhausted.
Okay.
I would help him out of spite.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't
Just to kind of just pull on the rope a little
yeah,
bit. Just,
knowing that they were struggling and seeing that Calliope would also help.
Okay. All right. The group of you work together, manage to get them up off of the next ledge, and it opens up to sort of this much bigger ledge now. And one thing that you notice is you're almost to the summit of this thing, and at the very top is a set of trees, but they're all heavily windswept. The wind up there is pretty intense, and it's kind of socked in. It's a little foggy. It's a little foggy where you are now for the height that you're at. And you can see what almost looks like a bunch of brush tucked into an oval almost. You look at this and you're like, is that a nest? Can't quite make it out. It's still up just a little bit further. But off in the distance in front of you is actually a figure, a person, a woman, and is laying on the ground.
Oh, on the same ledge as us?
Yes.
Oh, dang.
Off to the distance. We're talking quite a large ledge around kind of off to the side.
Yeah, I mean, I'll approach her.
Cool. You do, and as you look at her, you notice that there's just massive gashes on her. She looks very dead.
What color is her hair?
Black, pitch black.
Does she have a bun in her hair?
She does.
Oh, Helena, good thing we didn't wait for her.
oh, see, we could have been there for quite a while.
In addition to that,
Good
is
choice on my part for sure.
quite a large satchel
Such a child.
on her side.
Satchel.
Sure advocated quite a bit for
I'm
that.
going to look in the satchel while they bicker.
The satchel is full of fish.
Candle was burning low.
The satchel's full of fish?
Yeah.
She's trying to feed the griffin.
She was puzzled that it didn't like her fish. It was preferring meat. This all starts to come together now.
I'm thinking this is a sick griffin. Do you know
Well,
what
the
I
griffin
mean?
somehow has changed.
It's got rabies of some kind, or it's ill. It's not behaving regular. She's a griffin trainer, but this thing's mangled her.
It doesn't have this collar on it.
Do the collars
tried
keep
to
them docile?
Well, I'm wondering, and she's trying to train it differently, or maybe it's got a taste of freedom and it didn't appreciate any training and it wants to just be free.
I don't know.
Mark's gonna load his bolt with the poison arrow.
Sounds good.
Just for shits and giggles.
Cool.
I want to listen out for that griffin call again.
Sure. Give me a perception check.
15?
15. You go to listen for it, and you're listening, and it's eerily quiet. You're expecting a wing beating, a call, something, but it's just dead quiet.
So, if you're a prey and you know that the predator is around, what do? You be quiet. I'm wondering, we hear nothing. We hear no small birds. We hear no animals.
I think it's watching us.
That's what I'm thinking.
I want to kind of scope around and see if I can see it anywhere. I want to look up towards that nest, first of all, or that oval shaped brush.
You can give me an investigation check.
That is a adjusted 20.
An adjusted 20. So as you inspect it, it's clearly a nest, the way it's structured. But in addition to that, you don't see any movement up there, but just cresting over the edge of the nest, you can see little white domes.
Oh, she's got babies. She's laid eggs. Do you see that up there? That's why she's aggressive, I bet. I wonder if that accounts for the different diet as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's preparing for little ones.
Craving pickles or something.
What?
I'm not really. Oh, maybe Helena's. And sheep is what I'm hearing. Maybe a farmer's hand, too, if it's just laying on the ground.
Well, shit, are we going to take a mother away from the eggs? Are they going to be able to come take the eggs
How
back?
do you all feel about returning this griffin? I'm sort of changing my mind on it.
I say we take the griffin and the eggs.
Are the griffins happy in captivity, though?
Sure they are.
Are they regal animals?
Well, look at what it's doing to the farmers,
Yes, this is a bit of a moral quandary because I don't know if it's safe for this thing to live out here, right? I don't think griffins are meant to be so close to the city unless they are in captivity. And this one's probably not raised to be in the wild. It's You know what I mean? It's probably been born and bred in captivity, so will it be able to survive out here on its own? Right?
I think that an animal like this would adapt.
But if we don't take it back in, is someone going to come kill it? Because eventually, the locals are going to get tired of it eating their livestock, and eventually, some mercenary's just going to come take care of it.
Well, and Helene is dead. It killed its own trainer or rider.
I think, unfortunately, we can't leave it here.
No, we got to poison dart it.
You know, it has killed one person, and it can kill
Poison
more.
darted to what end?
Well, it'll be taken back into captivity, and
Yeah. It needs to be captured, and we can grab the eggs too.
and maybe we can take Helena's notes, and we can kind of help to advocate for fairer treatment for them.
That's a great idea.
I don't think we can leave it here, darling. Trust me, I don't want to have it in captivity either, but I don't know if this is an option to keep it here.
Maybe you should fly it back with your little riding gear there.
Why don't you and your little bolt go stand over there and wait to shoot the animal and stop talking?
All right. He goes over there and just waits.
Over there, as in like somewhere on the cliff, or you're climbing up to the net?
No,
Okay.
just
All right.
2 feet away.
Okay.
I want to look. No, I've already looked around. Should we get closer to the nest?
I think-
Try and draw it out.
I think we go right to the nest.
Do you think?
Yeah, it's going to protect its young, and then we throw a bolt at it.
So, would you like Obsidian and I to distract it?
Yeah, you be bait, and I'll fire the arrow. Or Obsidian could be bait.
What do you think, Obsidian?
How high is this nest above us?
Not much further. You've done already like 3/4 of the climb, so another 40 feet.
It comes to defend the nest, and we just kind of keep it busy while Mark tries to get the shot.
Well, most definitely, if we go up towards this nest, it's going to defend it.
Yes.
I suggest that if you really want to see this animal, that we go up there. Otherwise, we'll be waiting a while.
That's what I'm saying. Go to the nest.
I get the sense that it's watching us.
Yes. Shall we?
Yeah.
Climb up?
Yeah.
Alright. Try to climb.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, you guys are well versed with this mountain by now. Let me just change the music. Feels a little
Jaunty.
too happy to like,
God.
like
Till, is
jaunting.
that you? He's in the bushes. Toot, toot, toot.
Is this? I don't know. Creepy atmosphere? Do I want that? Ooh,
Oh, dang.
might work.
Roll for initiative.
Yeah. So you guys stealthily, I'm sure, try to climb up this rock. And as you summit, what the fuck is the name of the island? Stormhaven Peak. And you get to the top here. It's a little bit foggy now. I mean, it was down below, but now that you're at the top here, mechanically it's lightly obscured. So any like perception checks or anything like that will be at disadvantage. But you do clearly see the nest now. It's quite large and has 3, griffin egg size eggs in it. And it's just sitting there. You don't see any creatures around.
I'm going to cast Bless on our crew.
Hashtag blessed.
I just realized I am proficient in these tools
I know, I was wondering.
by looking at my character sheet.
Ayo.
Nothing's coming out or around.
You don't see anything.
I'm gonna
yet.
walk right up to the nest.
Okay.
And I'm gonna touch the eggs.
Yeah, so as soon as you step into it, just like almost this explosion of feathers and energy from the tree line, just like boom, up into the sky. And you look up, and it's in fact the griffin, and it just comes flying, swooping down towards you. And give me a quick dexterity check as it comes flying into that nest.
Is that everybody?
Sure, unless you're doing something else. What's Mark doing right now?
I was just gonna bunker down with the bolt, waiting to. As soon as I saw it, I was just kind of like gonna wait for it to get like nice and close.
Okay.
And when it's nice and close, I was just gonna shoot it at it when it's.
Okay. You let me know when you do that.
All right.
Obsidian, are you in the nest as well?
Yeah, 17 for dexterity.
9. Okay. So this thing like flies up into the air, just like explodes out of the tree line, comes flying down towards the nest, and its wings almost like just create like a cocoon as it lands. It hits the both of you, and sends you flying out of the nest. But Obsidian, you manage to land, maybe not on your feet, but you don't land roughly. Calliope, you get thrown like boom up against a tree, and you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you just get hammered with this thing. And as that happens, you can see it like it's sort of like just cocoons these eggs and then just almost like covers its head and like looks around. And at that moment, all you hear, actually Calliope specifically, is that screech that you heard before. You don't notice the griffin making that screech. And now a bigger set of wings comes flying over top of this nest area, and it's a dragon, and it comes like over top, and it's just like lets out this like huge screech. As it comes into the skyline, you can tell it's not like a full-grown dragon, quite young actually, but circles around and just comes like claws out, like looks like it's aiming for the griffin and the eggs, not the group of you. Probably doesn't even notice you're there, and just comes flying down at full speed. I need everybody to quickly roll me initiative.
Mark.
What?
Mark, you've never listened to me before, and I don't anticipate that you're ever going to do in the future, but I wouldn't use that bolt on the griffin. I might be using it on the dragon if I were you.
Maybe. We'll see how things go.
5 for initiative.
5?
17.
5.
5, wow. Okay, I rolled 18, so I'm going first. Okay, so this dragon comes flying in. Its claws like sink into this griffin, and you can just hear, a griffin's a lion, right? So you just hear like this lion like howl as it goes to attack it with its claws. Doesn't really do any damage, but like pierces it with its feathery back, and you can see it's trying to like almost pull it away from like these eggs, right? Like trying to like get at it, like it's like reaching down its claws, but can't seem to do anything. The griffin reaches up towards the dragon and goes to try to attack it with its beak, also not getting any or managing to do any damage, just like hitting it, but it just seems to be like its leathery skin is just too tough for it to purchase.
Oh my God.
or to puncture. What does Calliope do?
Okay. Refresh me on how blessed works again. I get to add a
D4.
D4 to my rolls. Okay, shit. I'm going to go after this dragon, apparently. So I'm going to try and hit it with my rapier. So is a 23 gonna do it?
Yep, 23 will do it.
Nice. So that's great. 3 points of damage on that hit.
3, nice.
Nice for that. Chipping away, and I'll do my my second attack. Natural 20.
Wow, natural 20, nice.
So I'll get to double the dice on that one.
Wow.
So 11 points of damage on that one.
Nice, very good. Give me a quick perception check as you're like hacking and slashing at this dragon.
17.
17. You look into its like maw as it's like trying to like get at this griffin, and like within its teeth and in its mouth is the clear sign of like chunks of sheep and bone and like mutton.
Oh, this little shit.
It also killed our friend down on the below.
With that in mind, Calliope's gonna be like, "Fuck this dragon," and I'll take my action surge and try and hit it again.
Nice.
Just right out of the gate, action surge. No time to waste on this dragon. But I failed magnificently with a 5 plus 4. Now,
Yeah.
Does a 9 hit?
Definitely
Are
not.
you sure?
Definitely
What a
not.
waste of an action surge. Boo. All right. That's all she
Nice.
wrote.
So you're laying into this thing, do some decent damage to it, but your arms just get sore of like trying to break through that leathery skin. Obsidian.
So you're attacking it within 5 feet of it, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm going to just attempt to stab it with my daggers.
Okay.
I missed with the first one with a 3. And I'm pretty sure I missed with the second one. I got an 11.
11, yeah, still doesn't do it. So you jump into the nest, like tangled up between Calliope, a dragon, and this griffin. You're just like in there trying to damage something. You're hitting stuff, but you're not quite sure who you're damaging, if anything.
With my bonus action, I can actually have a help feature now.
Oh,
So
cool.
Obsidian is hoping that Mark listened. And with the help feature, what I can do is do something like the distraction, right? So
Oh,
I can
cool.
actually distract the dragon by feinting or like just drawing its attention to
Mm-hmm.
give Mark advantage on their attack.
Okay, cool. So what would you be doing to distract it? Just visually, I'm curious. Like trying to get down
I'm
towards the
going
eggs or
to-
something? Or?
No, there's like I'm going to take the glint of like the light and try and shine it in the dragon's eyes
Nice.
off my dagger.
Okay, cool. You're just trying to distract it with that.
Mhm.
Mark, you're up. So Obsidian's like currently trying to get this dragon's attention. Seems to be working. So you have but a moment to react with advantage.
Oh. And he's wanting me to shoot it with the poisoned arrow. Is that what I'm getting on this? With advantage? All right, we'll give that a go and see what happens. So Mark is going to he's going to aim his crossbow
Okay.
at this dragon.
Yep.
And see if he can put her down.
Okay.
So that would be 17 plus 17. So plus 1 would be 18.
It hits.
All right.
Nice.
And actually, plus I would have got my D4 roll, but whatever, it hits. So
I
I'm gonna
didn't
get.
get my D4.
So it's gonna be a 1d8 plus 1 for piercing. So
Yep.
1d8. That would look like
Ooh, I got to reroll.
this guy right here. So that would be 6.
6. Okay,
That
nice.
poison arrow hits the dragon.
So the arrow hits this thing hard. Like, I mean, an arrow normally wouldn't pierce a dragon that easily, but it being like now that it's in your face, the dragon's not huge. It's clearly quite a young, like, uncontrolled dragon, and pierces the skin. Looks to do a decent amount of not necessarily damage, but like exhaustive sort of like you can just see it like takes it. But then it shakes it off a little bit. Seems to be a little bit confused, but is still there, ready to attack. It feels Calliope on it and goes to like open up its wings as fast as it can. I need you to give me a quick dexterity check.
Sure. That is a 21.
21, nice. I rolled a 20, not natural. And so you get like knocked back, but not thrown out of the nest and not over the edge of the cliff.
Would that be considered an attack?
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly like a attack action.
Then I would like to use riposte.
Oh.
When a creature misses you with a melee attack, you can expend a superiority die to make a melee weapon attack against the creature.
Okay, nice.
Yeah?
Yeah, go for it.
So that is a non-natural 20.
Oh, nice. Definitely hits.
Dope. And because it hits, I get to add an extra d8 to the damage. Being a battle master is so fucking cool. I love it. Stinky rolls though. So that is 9 points of damage.
9 points. Very nice. Awesome. Yeah, this dragon is starting to look real rough between the initial attacks, that poison or the tranquilizer dart, which, like, I mean, this thing's quite a bit bigger than the griffin. It looks to be affecting it, not as much as it would be affecting the griffin, but enough to slow it down that you're able to do just like some massive amount of hits to it. Right. So it makes a second attack. And this time, like with now its wings open and having more room beneath it, you can see it tries to like get right past the griffin down towards one of these eggs. Ooh, and succeeds. So grabs one of these eggs and it just like crushes it. You can see like the yolk just like, and it like goes to like lift it up, spread its wings, and starts trying to take flight.
No.
Obsidian.
Oh no, my turn.
Oh, is it still yours?
Yeah,
Oh, yours was a
that
riposte.
was a reaction.
Oh, wow. Okay, go for it.
'Cause that
Calliope.
was an
yeah,
attack,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. I think it's only 2. Yes, 2 attacks.
So is it still with? It's going to fly away, but it's not.
Yeah, it's spreading its wings. It's
Got it.
in motion, but
Okay, so I'll
it
attack
doesn't
it
have
with
the
my
action.
rapier again. Don't suppose a 14 hits, does it?
Nope.
Bummer. Let's try my scimitar. Don't suppose a 16 hits, does it?
It doesn't.
That's
Yeah.
it.
So it spreads its wings. The gust is enough for you to just be off foot. Don't manage to make an attack. Obsidian.
Obsidian is going to attempt to slice at the wings of the dragon, specifically trying to impair it from flying.
Okay.
Natural 20.
Oh, shit. Nice.
So, and I get the sneak attack bonus, so I get double. Holy shit. Okay.
Oh, man.
So I get double the dice. So 13 points of damage.
Holy
Hell
jeez.
yeah.
Math. Man, okay, so like you walk in there, not walk in there, but you leap back onto this thing and just start hacking at it as it tries to fly away. You make some significant sized holes in its wings, and it just like makes this ear piercing screech that like you almost need to cover your ears for. It does still continue to try to fly away, but at a much slower rate than before. Is Obsidian done?
Obsidian's going to disengage now to try and actually. How big are these eggs?
The eggs, probably about the size of.
Like, can someone carry one?
Yeah, but it would be tough. Like they're big, but
Okay.
you could certainly carry it.
No, I'm gonna just stand and guard one of the other eggs.
Okay. Imagine almost like Mark could almost fit inside of these things.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're big.
Yeah.
So Mark is gonna grab his mace before this thing like gets off the ledge and just sort of see if he can hit it with his mace.
Okay.
That would be like sitting on its side.
Oh, reroll.
Yeah, bear with me for a sec here. So 17, 18 on the dice.
Nice, that hits.
So that'll be actually 19. So and then it's 1d6
With the mace.
with my mace. Yep.
Cool.
I get 1d6 plus 1 bludgeoning, so that would be 4.
Wow, nice. Okay, so you using your mace and you're like just trying to hack on the dragon, right?
Yeah, just kind of
Yeah.
take a swing at it
Okay.
while it's trying to get away.
You can see it starting to weaken from some of this poison, especially now, like between all the damage. And it's had time to sink into it. The griffin goes to attack this dragon. Just like it's totally focused on the eggs though, so it's like half trying to cover it. Its wings are in the way, and it's like just trying to like reach up and claw at the dragon, but it can't seem to do anything. The dragon, now trying to take flight but can't seem to, turns towards Obsidian and just like angrily opens up like this maw. Now Obsidian, you would see bits of like this sheep and bones and that sort of stuff, and just like this puff of like this green gash just comes flying out at you. Actually, I'm just going to read out loud. It said, the dragon exhales a poisonous gas in a 15-foot cone. Each creature in that area must make a DC 11 con save.
Does it just affect Obsidian?
Yep.
18.
Ooh, nice. So you only take half damage on the successful save. So 15-foot cone comes out and sprays him, like, because he was off to the side, turns towards him, makes the attack. Ooh. 6, 12, 15, 22,
Half damage.
5, 22,
26.
26. So half of 26 is 13 points of poison damage.
Oh boy, I'm still standing.
Yeah,
but
so
not
you
by much.
like you almost get like knocked out of this nest as this thing like hits the ground, goes and like makes this burst of this poisonous gas in your face, almost knocking you unconscious, and then it goes to I think it goes to again another one of those eggs. Ooh, and succeeds.
Oh.
So the other one, it like again, so one claw just, and you can see it like start shoving it in its mouth, and then takes its other claw and like starts getting that, or gets past the griffin, attacks that egg. That griffin is losing it right now.
Did it get all the eggs now?
There's 3 eggs. It's got 2 of them.
Oh, that's so sad.
Calliope.
Okay, shit. How bloody does this thing look?
Very.
Okay.
Like it's like struggling. It let out that burst of gas. There's huge holes in its wings. It looks like it's panicking, just trying to grab these things, and looks like it's about to take flight again.
Okay, I want to try and put this thing down, so I'm going to use a precision attack,
Okay.
which means I'm attacking extra carefully, and so I get to add my superiority die to that and my bless. So hopefully this hits. Okay, so 7 plus 4 is 11. 15. Does an 18 do it?
An 18 definitely hits.
Beautiful. Okay. So that is 7 points of damage.
Ooh, nice. Okay.
And then I get to do my second attack. This one will just be regular with my bless. Does a 12 hit?
It doesn't. But you go to hit this thing, the first attack, and like just wail on it. And as you're trying to make this second attack, it actually takes flight. Just as you're about to attack it, it goes sailing into the air with these 2 eggs. And just as it's like cresting over the edge of this cliff, you can see it like starts to struggle, its wings buckle, and the whole thing just like seems to almost like black out or go limp. You don't know from the damage or if it's from this arrow finally consuming it, but it's like up over the edge of the cliff and then just like folds up like completely paralyzed and just like tumbles, smokes half of the cliff on the edge right where you guys are standing. Like doesn't actually hit anybody, but then just like tumbles down. You can just like down to the edge of the cliff.
Shit.
Wow.
With the eggs, though. That's sad.
Yeah, with 2 of the eggs. This griffin in the nest is just like almost even tighter now on top of this nest. Just like if a griffin could whimper, it would. You know what I mean? It's
Aw.
like just kind of like this whiny sort of noise that it's making.
I'm so sad.
But you guys can consider yourselves out of combat.
Obsidian is going to climb down to Helena's body
Okay.
and to go fetch the sack of fish.
Okay.
Oh, smart.
Cool. Yeah, you climb down, go grab it, and it you feed it to it, and it's hesitant at first, but then once it realizes how hungry it actually is, just like devours this stuff, and takes quite a liking to you or the group of you, seeing that like, you know, you mean it no harm. It's quite familiar with people, you know, in general,
Yeah.
and after helping attack with the dragon is intelligent enough to realize that you're not there to harm it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't very much want to return this to the palace.
Well, this is a perfect example. It's been easily attacked and harried by this juvenile dragon. It won't be able to survive out here. It wasn't able to protect its nest. It's not a wild animal obsidian. It's a tame griffin. It's just going to be attacked by something else. That dragon targeted it probably because it knew.
May we offer it a choice?
I mean, we can certainly try.
I'm going to take the collar off of my belt, you know, and just get down on one knee and hold the collar open in front of it so that if it like leans forward, it would, you know, I could clasp it around it.
Oof, interesting. I like that. Let's leave it to a dice roll. Give me an animal handling check.
You're still hashtag blessed.
18.
What, I should have asked ahead of time, but what was Obsidian hoping what would happen?
Obsidian had no hope. Obsidian was wanting to show it as a gesture
Yeah.
that it was a choice for the creature whether it wished to be collared or not.
It grabs the collar, leans down gently, grabs the collar from you, and whips it over the edge of the cliff.
Well, I would say that that's the answer then, isn't it?
Suppose so.
I don't know about you, but I don't need 100 gold pieces.
I don't need the money.
Yes. No. I mean, it's 100 gold is whatever. It's yes. I hope it'll be all right.
It seems to nestle around the egg a little tighter and just sort of like finishes off some of the food and pays no major attention to the group of you.
I'm just going to start climbing down.
Cool. With the extra climbing gear that you had retrieved up the mountain and also from Helena, it's relatively easy to climb down now. So Obsidian descends. Anybody else?
Yeah, I follow.
On
Yeah.
the way down, I am going to retrieve the collar
Okay.
My intention is that on the boat ride out, because this collar is trackable,
Yep.
I'm going to drop it in the water so that it sinks.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool. Okay, yeah. He picks you up, Dozer does, and as you're heading out into the bay, you just kind of covertly, I'm guessing you don't tell him about it, you just drop it in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should we have brought Helena's body?
Hmm.
Well, it
Yeah.
makes good food for a griffin
Well, they don't
and
eat
a baby.
meat.
Oh.
They eat fish.
Mm.
Yes, probably. Well, here's the thing. What's going to be our explanation?
I think it helps with our story. We can say that Helena stole the griffin.
Probably should have had this
Did it-
conversation before we got on the boat.
He won't talk. Money speaks with him. We say that Helena stole the griffin. The griffin turned on her, killed her, and flew off to a faraway land for as far as we know. It was our presumption when we saw the gashes in her anyway.
How do we explain the lack of collar?
We,
It's going to be a big swim for you now.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you're having this conversation before have taken that action.
yeah. You think we should return the collar?
Well, I think it seems really suspicious if we get rid of the collar. If we don't find, I think what we say is that we searched for the griffin. What we found instead was Helena's body, and presumably she was maimed and killed in the act of trying to retrain this griffin. We can show them the evidence of her notes. And we searched for the griffin on the island, and we couldn't find it. So we can only assume that it's taken its leave.
I agree.
And I think that's that. Bring back the body, bring back her notes, and
The terrible news is Hellrock is not going to owe us a favor.
we're probably not going to get our griffin rides.
Well, very well.
What about a shot in the dark? What if we just tell the truth?
Well, I don't think the city will be very pleased with the explanation of
Well, she doesn't have to pay us.
No, but they'll send off other people to hunt it down.
exactly.
Well, you say there's an egg.
And then they'll send other people to hunt it down, so they got another griffin that they can raise up in captivity.
Yeah, they'll just go out and take her again. If we want her to be safe, we have to lie for her. She doesn't want to come back in. She didn't want to wear the collar, so if we're protecting her, then we're protecting her. Isn't that it?
I don't know. I was just thinking maybe we just tell the truth. And then
Sometimes
pass the...
telling the truth is the more harmful option, Mark. You'll learn that as you get older.
I don't know about that. Sometimes people can be talked wisely to.
Well, good luck with that. Let me know how it turns out.
Okay, I will.
Anyways, team lying, I'm for it.
Me too. Team lying.
Let's go get the body. Hey, oi, there,
Dozer.
Sorry, we have actually unfortunately forgotten a corpse on the island when we desperately need to get it.
And of course, Doza, we will pay an extra gold for passage of the body and an extra gold for your silence because you never heard any of this conversation.
Right. None of this. He just turns the boat around, lets you guys collect everything, doesn't say a word, and
Rough day for Dose.
yeah. Well, I don't know. He just drove his boat and made like 10 gold. So
True.
considering he probably makes a handful of silver with fish a day, he's probably like, not bad. Yeah, you guys make it back to Waterdeep and return to the Griffin Riders arena.
We're just carrying this body.
I guess.
I guess.
or maybe you have it like wagons, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it's like covered.
Who do
Yeah.
we see first?
You would see Savra there.
Savra.
Yeah.
Savra, we're back. I'm afraid we have terrible news for you.
Damn. I've been thinking about this all day. What have you seen? What happened? What's the
Well,
bad news?
First of all, what was your relationship with Helena?
I don't see why that matters.
Well, just prepare yourself. I'll pull back the cover of the wagon and reveal her body.
And she is like, Sabra is taken back by it. Not only like you get the sense not only because of she knew her, but there was like a sensitivity there. Like she's like a little more heartbroken than you were anticipating.
We're very sorry for your loss.
I don't know what to say.
She,
where did you find her?
We saw her on Stormhaven Island, and
See.
she was mistakenly trying to retrain the griffin. We'll show her the notes and stuff that we've got to in a different way than you've been doing, and unfortunately, it appears the griffin turned on her.
I warned her of this. She was worried about the care of them and that we were too hard on them. And I agree. Some days we can be hard on them, but we take them into battle. Their things are shot at them. They need to listen to us because we could die, they could die, they could be in harm's way. Our training is to get them ready for that, not to be hard on them. I wish you would have listened. Well, and Bone Snatcher, the Griffin. What of the Griffin?
We searched the island thoroughly, and it appears to have taken off. We saw an empty nest that was discarded and ruined.
Nest? She
Yes.
was pregnant.
We don't know, but there was no eggs. Maybe they travel after the newborns are born.
You can give me deception with advantage, given the additional notes and stuff that you brought with of Helena's notebooks.
Obsidian is really good at deception. That's a 21.
21, yeah. Man, okay. Well, I must thank you. You've done the city a great work. It would seem that this Griffin, I don't know if maybe we were too hard on the training and we need to change our tactic. If it's willing to attack one of its handlers, like she would have known Helena. I don't understand why she would have attacked. That's very sad. And concerning, actually, that any of these others could attack me or any of the other workers. So I think maybe I will take these notes, if you don't mind.
Please do. And
Thank
these
you.
collars, I hand her back the collar.
Oh, yes, of course.
You,
Yes.
you may want to reconsider what you're doing with those.
Well, this is how we track them. Perhaps there's a different method we can think of. It is rather barbaric for them to have to wear such a thing, but we do want to find them if they become lost. Anyways, stuff to think about, I think. Perhaps this is a blessing in disguise for our dear Griffins. Helena took the fall for the group of them, but I think this has been an eye-opening event for all of us. I know you didn't return with the Griffin, and that was our agreement, but nevertheless, in light of this news and the new information, I feel inclined to pay you anyway. So here you are. She throws you each a gold. And the ride still stands. I would feel more comfortable if we have time to do this, try out this new training. I'm a little put off by the fact that one would make an attack. So before we do that, we'll need some time.
She gave us 100 gold.
Each, yeah.
Okay. You're very honorable. Thank you for the payment.
No problem. And thank you for your hard work.
We stay at our pub called the Ye Old Haunts. You summon us when you're ready for us to have the ride.
I shall do, yes. And I would love to come and have a look.
Anytime. Wine is on me.
Very well. That sounds wonderful.
Can we stop and see Hellrock on the way out?
Sure, yeah. So she just gathers up the stuff. She takes the wagon as well and tells you that she'll speak with Silverhand and organize the burial and stuff. That's not of your concern. And heads back into the arena, and you head out towards the gate and see Hellrock. Right.
Hellrock, I have good news for you.
Well, I hope so. That didn't look too good. She didn't look happy.
You don't owe us a favor. We were unable to return the griffin.
Oh, well, not gonna lie, I was kind of excited for a favor. The dance thing, I felt like we had a little thing going on. There,
I mean,
No, I think you
can
did.
still
well, no, I mean maybe
Yeah.
not the dance, but working at the guardhouse and stuff, the other guards can be a little hard on me. So it's I don't feel like I connect with them. I feel like I've bumped into you guys a few times. We've had some fun, But
Hellrock, do you want to like come hang out sometime?
well,
Wanna,
he just like rubs the side of his arm. He's like, no. I mean, I got I have work to do here. So.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, maybe one time I could swing by the.
Come by. We have great
Yeah.
ale.
Yeah, that'd be
we
great.
could do
On
some
us.
dueling. Do you want to do some dueling, you and I? Hey?
Like with swords and stuff.
Yes. How else?
Well, I don't know. Yes.
You be our guest at Yule Taunt.
I would like that. One of these days when I have a shift off, I shall. I'll come by.
Come by for a visit for sure.
Yeah.
Are you still keen for a small favor, like it's a simple errand?
Yes, of course.
Obsidian's going to hand him a bag.
Yeah.
And say, an injustice has been done at the farm that we were visiting earlier.
I see. Oh my.
Could
To Burdock.
Yes.
I'm
Could
sorry to
you
hear that.
deliver this to him and say, apologies from Obsidian?
I shall. I hope he's okay. The poor old man. His wife had just recently passed away, and I know he's been on a bit of a bad luck streak. First his wife and his livestock, but I'm sure whatever this is will bring him bring a smile to his face. So thank you.
How much do you
Obsidian.
think a farmer makes in a year?
Oh gosh. I'm not quite sure. He did do much of the livestock for the Waterdeep, so I'd imagine he does okay. But
Well, this should cover things for him. Well,
Good.
we'll see you at the Yield Haunt. And Obsidian has handed him a bag with 50 gold piece in it.
nice. Oh wow. Okay. Cool.
Dang.
So yeah, he takes it and he's like, I shall. I will deliver it to Burdock, and one of these nights I'll see you at the portal.
That'd be great.
Or, sorry, not the portal. Ye hold on. Ye hold on. Yes. Good.
As we're walking away, Obsidian's going to move up to Calliope and say, you know, it's not the first time I've cut off a hand, and one day maybe I'll tell you about it.
That sounds like a lovely bedtime story.